so fast. We have to stop them, Batman.
Whatever they are, they're going to regret stepping foot in Gotham.
This is a big score, gentlemen. It's the bat! Fire! Fire!
Do I look like a friggin' bat to you?
Huh?
Making pancakes. Making pancakes.
But you know, fall for body.
Making pancakes. Making pancakes.
Welcome back, guys. This is Arnaldo, a.k.a. Mad Dog, and this is going to be The Real, episode 151 of GG's, the Mouthful podcast.
Oh, the D-O-double-G-G's, the Mouthful podcast.
That's right.
Woo!
That, of course, is Mr. David Santos, a.k.a. Dream Twister. What is up, sir?
Always pretending to be excited about the fact that it's a Friday.
I don't need to pretend to be excited about that.
Well, I am excited. It's just that I'm also exhausted because of work, and I don't have to tell you because you run that triple marathon when you work now.
It does feel that way
on
sometimes.
the new position as the runner, the office runner.
The office runner, yes.
Yes.
Which is a spin-off of Maze Runner for the rest. For those that don't know.
Yes. Should be wearing a little bit more comfortable shoes and stuff.
Actually, somebody told me I should get a scooter.
Hey,
Probably get around a little faster and at the same time have fun.
Any style.
I think so.
Yeah. Until you fall, and then you won't be falling. You'll be landing in style.
Yes, I guess so.
Yes.
The one I wanted though was the one that has the knee, like you're not actually standing on it, just your knees on it, and you're just kind of doing this. You ever see that? Usually they do that because they have like a broken foot or something like that. They have their foot up like that.
So you want so you want to be extra lazy about
correct,
the scooter.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I gotta make it my own, thing. Yeah. So
if I gotta look like I am broken, then I might as well go all out.
Yeah, I might as well act the part
until they start. You ever heard about that story of that Twitch streamer? There was a Twitch streamer.
I'm gonna say there's many of them.
I will tell you about the story. It sounds like a joke. A streamer walking to a bar. No, it was this guy, and his thing is that he was he's in a wheelchair. Mm-hmm. His thing is that he can't move his legs, and he streams the whole time, goods and funds, right?
Yeah.
And then on what he thought it was a commercial break. The fucker stands up and walks out of the room.
Wow.
And then I think, if I remember correctly, then he realizes the error. But by that time, it's on the internet.
That's it, yeah.
And you know that it's fuck, man. The gall of some people, because they're playing on the feelings of the viewers, and you know that people are looking at them and like, oh man, look at how awesome this guy. He's playing games like this and that, and taking advantage.
Yeah.
It's completely fine. Yeah. So don't be that jerk.
Yeah,
don't be that jerk at work.
Be good. Yeah, that's right. Be good, people. Be good.
Yeah, be real.
Yeah, exactly. We're actually gonna we'll get to the hot topic in a second.
Oh yeah.
But guys, if this is your first time listening, thanks so much for tuning in.
You didn't see what my AKA was?
I did. I said Dream Twister.
Oh, okay. Yes, I'm the Twister on on everything. So if you want to friend me, I need friends on every platform.
Sir,
except Nintendo, because I don't play online Nintendo.
Yeah. Nobody cares
I don't do that friend code. Yeah.
That said,
I'm not a lottery number.
I friended you, and we've obviously been friends for a while. And how often do you join? You don't even join anymore. You don't even game anymore.
I'm gaming. I should talk when it's my time to talk about what I've been doing.
Okay,
it's actually it has risen.
Okay.
I have risen from the dead, and now I have been playing. But go ahead.
All right. So as I was,
what do we do here?
Well, first of all, please go to goodgame.tech, join the conversation there. And if you're listening to this on any of the podcast services or YouTube, please like, subscribe, and share. What we normally do is we go into what we've been up to, move on to a bunch of different news items, and then finish with our hot topic of the week. This week's hot topic: when does fandom become toxic. That is the hot topic, and we're going to have a lot to say about that because let's be real, toxic fanboyism is a real thing, guys.
I thought that was that was going to be the actual title of the hot topic.
Well, because I mean, it's not always. I think fanboyism is also kind of a. Even though I just mentioned it, it's kind of a derogatory term. I'd rather just keep it at fandom.
Yeah.
Because that's what it is. You're passionate about your whatever it is that you're.
You're irrationally passionate.
Correct.
You
That
know,
was actually
like
a
that.
perfect way of putting it.
Yeah. There you go.
So yeah, let's get started, sir. Apparently you have a lot to go, so I'm gonna put down the mic, drink my beer, and you're gonna tell me what the hell you've been
Devil
doing.
May Cry. Devil May Cry 5. Woo!
Okay.
So
This sounds like last week, but okay.
no, this is
you finished it?
No,
Oh.
I haven't yet. But I play up to chapter 10. I think I'm entering chapter 10.
Oh.
You know, right now. But at the last week, I told you it was just early impressions.
Yeah,
You know, it
that's true.
looked good. Man, dude, this I feel so sad that this game is not on your radar because this is how you must feel about me not having played The Witcher or not wanting to jump into The Witcher, even though I will at some point
You're
in my
not going
lifetime.
to. Nope, not gonna happen.
Because
I am convinced it's never gonna happen.
man, this game is fun. I am so stoked about about it, and this is coming from a person that did not care about Devil May Cry 1, Devil May Cry 2, Devil May Cry 3, the fourth one either. DMC came in, and by that time it was a reboot, and it was a different character and all that. And I was like, okay, let me give it a try because I have played Bayonetta. I think by that time I played Bayonetta already, and I liked it. And if I didn't play Bayonetta, I know that I played Ninja Gaiden, which is those type of character action
hack and slash games.
Yes, yeah, and which that seems to be my thing. Like I really love those games because again, I like play games where it makes me feel like I'm a total badass, and those games usually lend themselves to that, and they offer enough of a challenge. Like I said, I played DMC. I liked it, especially I liked a lot of the commentary that that he had with like real life stuff like. Well, I'm not going to go into it. You should have played it, but if not, it's still something that you should pick up and try because it holds up very well. But now you get the chance to play Devil May Cry 5, me, without knowing the background of the previous games. It catches you up with enough information. It doesn't bombard you with a lot. It just tells you like an overview in a very stylish manner, of course. Sometimes a little bit hard to read because words are going a little fast on it. But you get the gist of what's going on, or who is who, and where the thing stands. It doesn't matter. It's not like you have to really have a grasp of what this characters
the lore
were before to enjoy what the characters are now. Like I tell you, the Nero guy. Super awesome. I love playing as him.
That's the one I saw you playing last week, right? Because I was able to watch a little of the gameplay after the show.
Yeah. And if you notice, even though it is that Devil May Cry, but even his movement were not like super fast. You notice, right? Because his thing is that he's playing. He has one arm and the other hand is mechanical. And as you progress into the game, you get access to more and different types of arms. Let's say, yeah. Some of them quite hilarious. Like I think they have one that is called like the pasta breaker. And the thing is just like a very elaborated fork at the end.
Okay.
And then the description, it talks about it's supposed to be to help him eat, pasta, but it's not very good, even though it's like super elaborated. Except the end is just a normal fork. It has the Mega Buster from Mega Man.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
And when you use it, you have your normal jump, but for some reason, whenever you are wearing the Mega Buster, when you jump, he jumps the same way that Mega Man jumps, which is
with the little leg up.
Yeah, with the leg up, and extend his arms.
Nice.
He does that. It looks hilarious. And but yeah, man, there's this other character called V. I want to say he was introduced on Or was he? I don't want to misspeak. So my impression is that he was introduced on Devil May Cry 4, but I could be totally wrong, and you guys can correct me on it. It doesn't matter. It's trivial because he is my favorite character to play with. So I should preface by saying,
I should look up this character. Go ahead.
Yeah, I should preface by saying I have yet to play with Dante.
Oh,
because you don't get to, you don't get to just yet. So now I can imagine how awesome that will get. Like they're leaving him for last, basically. But I'm in chapter 10. I'm a little worried. Like, hello, But that's okay because I never really liked that Dante in the previous games. I like him here. Yes, that's it. That's him.
Okay.
You can post it because nobody on the podcast will be able to see him.
Yes.
So the character of V, he is he's not super strong or anything like that. To be fair, he can't really fight, And this is emo to the 10th degree. I mean,
well, to be fair, he kind of looks.
No, dude. You have to see it to believe the level of emo. He is like reading kind of like Shakespearean, things. As the fights are going on, there is a button that you can press just to have him recite some words from his book, because you're gonna wonder like how does he fight if he's reading a fucking book? Well, that's the fun part. He is a character that fights that is for long range, but he's not throwing anything. No, he has two companions. He has what I want to say is a panther or a puma. I'm going to call it a panther. It's a cat-like figure, And he has what is the equivalent of kick-ass hawk, basically. It's probably not a hawk, but it's supposed to be like a birdie like that, basically. Yeah. So, and the way you control it is whatever is the button to fire that Dante would have used to fire his guns, that is the attack from the hawk. And the hawk will just appear. It will go to the target, and you're basically controlling that character and doing combos with that character. And then the other button, which is the one where you will use the sword, you're controlling the panther. So you could actually flank an enemy, from two sides. The hawk hitting it from the upper right, and then the panther, just like destroying them because of course they morph. So if they have he could morph into I don't know, something sharp, or tentacles or some shit like that. They will move their moves. The different moves are the skills that you can unlock that make them go do crazy things. Like they can turn he could turn suddenly into a hedgehog looking spike, thingy. And while that fight is happening over there, your character V is just standing on the back, and when let's say your animals could hurt them all the way, but they can't kill it. They can't kill whatever they're attacking. V does the finisher, and usually you'll see the enemy turn into a different color, and that's your cue of okay, now either you run with V to the target, or you press the B button, or I guess that would be what the square, not the square, the other one on the other side, PlayStation. What
the circle?
The circle. Yeah, you press circle. Thank you.
I don't know how that looks on. No, I'm just kidding.
and he swishes to where the target is and kills him in a very stylish way. Everything is. This is so far one of the most stylish games I have seen. And then at some point you could get enough, and you're building up this meter where you can unlock or you can summon this huge beast that it will be attacking. So now you have the beast attacked by itself. He's huge. He's throwing lasers. He's throwing punches. He's just destroying, bro.
He's AI.
He's AI. Yeah. And there's a perk where you can hop on top of him, I guess, and maybe you can control him. But I haven't had the need because I want to be behind reciting my notes. Because the thing with reciting your notes is that when you're reading out loud, it refills the meter again that will let you summon that beast again. So you got to be careful because it's an exercise of, yes, having your animals destroyed, but you got to watch out for yourself as well.
Of course, yeah.
You got to jump out of the way when you're about to be attacked. So
So it's sort of a mage.
sort of.
Okay.
Yeah. You can say that. Really, really, really cool. I feel like it's the guy where I find myself doing the most super, what do they call, super sexy style or something like that, where you have three S's.
Yeah.
Like the game ranks it, D, dismal, C, forget, B, badass, A, awesome, or whatever, I don't forget. And then S will be savage, and then the double
I
S.
saw
and
the
triple
savage
S.
one,
Yeah. So it'll rank you like that. The story is actually something that, it's gonna be anime nonsense, but because he's delivering a really, really cool way, it's like when you're watching those animes. Sometimes they don't make sense, but it's cool because
You're watching it, it's cool,
there's things that are happening that are insane that you won't see, and you learn to really like those characters. And like I said, they're leaving Dante for the end, I feel, but I'm a little concerned that they might not give us enough time to play with him. Although I will give the props.
Maybe New Game Plus.
Maybe. I'm not sure the New Game Plus, but the game lends itself to replayability to the point where even when I was playing the mission, I think I was streaming this one a little bit on Facebook. I finished a chapter and then I was like, okay, let's do it again because I didn't get the score I wanted, and for some reason I was like, no, I don't want to, leave with the score. I'm gonna try it again. Total, I ended up with the same score anyway on the second try. But that's besides the point. You get to keep all the orbs that you get that you need to advance your skills.
So you still got orbs, new orbs.
Yeah, exactly. You still get new orbs. It doesn't matter if you stop the game, if you restart it. The game is surprisingly, even though it's not an easy game. None of those games usually are.
Yeah.
But it is surprisingly generous with the amount of continues. Like I haven't died yet. I mean, I have been killed, but you get this orb, and usually on this type of games you get just one orb, and it costs you like a jillion whatever orbs or whatever, or maybe you find it and you want to keep it because you don't want to lose. It's the one that you get when you get hit. And you get killed. It doesn't really kill you. It just refills your hit points again. All right, kind of like a free continue.
Yeah.
And you usually want to keep that one.
Yeah, you want to pocket
end.
them. Yeah.
You want to pocket it. You want to pocket it because you're gonna need it for the last boss fight, right? Or for a really badass mid boss. Well, this game gives you one of them every time you log in. First of all, and you can find on top of that you can find more on the maps.
Do they stack? Like if you log in and don't use it, and
yes.
Okay.
So right now I have 11, and it's because I have died twice, and I've used them to continue. I'm like, oh man, I don't want. Now you continue, again, it's very typical of these games. You continue with that, you get a penalty.
Of course.
To your final score, but at that point you probably don't want to repeat everything from the last checkpoint, so you're kind of okay with that. It's almost like I don't want to call it easy. But it's almost like it takes away the frustration,
Okay.
the frustration that you have. I think that is a little frustrating, however, and most of these games does this is where you're trying to, you're always exploring the levels for hidden path and things that you could collect to make yourself stronger. And sometimes you will see like this mask that if you grab if you grab sometimes you grab 4 pieces of it, and it makes the whole the mask, and then that mask is supposed to like give you an extra hit point section. Sometimes you get, like I said, portions of it, or sometimes you get the whole mask. And let's say, for example, in this area in particular, I must have tried that checkpoint like 4 times, and then I gave up because it shows you where it is, but it's impossible. You can't really put the logic of how the game wants you to be able to reach that high, or if it's even possible. Sometimes you start thinking like, well, maybe this is a glitch or something.
Or maybe it's a Dante thing,
not
or a different character.
Well, see, I don't know because I'm not sure. So far, I haven't repeated any levels.
Okay.
No
backtracking.
There hasn't been any backtracking. No, you're always going forward in these levels that are They look amazing. I will admit that at some point they start. I don't want to say blending in together because like they are gorgeous. They look good. It's just you already know the theme of it, so it's
samey.
So it's a little samey. Yeah. It's a little samey. It's not, for example, like God of War. In God of War, you will see you will go to different levels and they will look very different actually. You know, and sometimes even gameplay elements are very very different from it. You know, not of this one. This one is not trying to be that. So I'm okay with it. It's just that, yeah, everything's very gothic or very bio, very destroyed. And for the most game, all the way to the level that I am right now, which is Mission 10, it has kept the same, At least that was another thing that I appreciated of Bayonetta was that in Bayonetta, the levels are different enough, So another thing that the game has that I don't understand 100%, but I think I caught a glimpse of how it is that the game doesn't have a multiplayer mode yet.
Okay.
And I say yet for a reason, but right now it gives you it will show you like sometimes when you're connected, you enter a stage and it'll say featuring so and so person, a name or something.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I didn't know what that was. I thought it was credits. At the beginning, I thought it was credits until he kept doing it in some levels. And then at one point, I see like in the far distance, I see what appears to be another player. But that player is not with me. That's just the gameplay recording of
somebody else's. Yeah.
Of somebody else.
It's a ghost.
Yeah, kind of, yeah. Mm-hmm. But I'm seeing it far, or at least I haven't found where I get to experience it close, because then he wanted me to rate him, and I'm like, I can't rate what I didn't see.
Yeah.
I mean, it tells you something. I'm giving thumbs up or not rating. It's like, okay, so should I be giving thumbs up to anybody and everybody? like
I mean, if you can't see what it is, I wouldn't. Yeah.
At some point, it has to rate myself. So like it shows featuring Dream Twister.
Oh wow.
Like I don't know what this is basing it on, really. So I'm a little thrown off and confused on that.
On that one, yeah.
But
makes sense, yeah.
Dude, everything else, I have to say, we were worried at some point last year. I believe we had that or was it the year before? It was one of our topics of the week was about Capcom.
Capcom, yes.
And we were very concerned because we were like, okay, what happened to this company,
It was after Street Fighter 5.
Yeah.
Before Resident Evil 7.
Yes.
And yeah.
I think it started with Resident Evil 7. And then they just kept going. And then they have Monster Hunter and probably something else that we're not really thinking about it right now because
Resident Evil 2.
Resident Evil 2. Mm-hmm. And now I'm playing.
And they're smart about it too, because they seem to be releasing this right at the beginning of the year, which was a very, usually not. You don't get a lot going on in the year. No. But it looks like they've taken that and said, you know what, no one's here. Let's just use it. You know, and that has worked for them so well these last couple of years.
It is like without a doubt, this game coming. It's coming early enough. This is your Game of the Year contender, right there with Resident Evil. Like they have released 2 Game of the Year contenders, back to back, which is like impressive. I'm playing on PC. This game has not crashed once, and neither did Resident Evil. To be fair, it's super stable to the point where. They're
very dedicated to the development of real, perfectly done or as really well done AAA titles. They say, you know what, the AAA space is not all about your
guys,
your games and services and all that. So I'm actually happy that they've come back around, because it looked dire there for a little bit for them. It was like, man, how do you mess up your flagship title like Street Fighter 5?
Mega Man, that's the other one I forgot. Mega Man 11.
Mega Man 11
is great, also. So it's like, wow, I'm really impressed. Coming from like coming from our
Also fan service. When you look at all the different stuff you're able to do in Monster Hunter, where
Yes.
they brought in, I think they had like
Mega
a Final
Man.
Fantasy
They had a
thing.
Final
They have a
Fantasy,
Mega Man. They had what's her name?
crossover.
What's her name from?
Aloy
Aloy.
from
And most recently they had The
Horizon
Witcher.
Zero Dawn.
Yeah.
The Witcher.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So there's
they're
a lot
open
of
to
fan
that.
service and stuff like that. I'm happy for it.
I think, yeah. Capcom bringing it. I mean, we're still not very happy with what happened to Street Fighter V, but I can appreciate the improvement, even though it unfortunately came late for that title, and for those fans. Yeah, it was very well done. But anyway, I can't say enough good things. I can't wait to play as Dante to see and finish it. I am definitely going to the end with this one. And probably repeating it because again, it's super fun.
Mm-hmm.
You know, to play all those characters so far. I will have more to report. Oh, and also I want to switch the cutscenes.
The live action one. Yeah. That sounds like fun.
Yeah, that sounds like
a
it's
lot of
gonna
fun,
be
yeah.
super fun. So yeah, highly recommend you pick this up, guys, if you haven't. And then I saw 2 Marvel movies actually this week.
Okay.
I'm gonna bring it back to gaming at the end, but I wanted to leave that for last.
Okay.
But I watched 2 Marvel movies this week. Last Saturday, I saw Captain Marvel and on theaters everywhere.
Yeah.
Right now. And then recently, I watched for the first time Ant-Man and the Wasp in Netflix everywhere. Right now, also. So where to begin?
Well, I think what everybody was going to do is start with Mrs. Marvel, Captain Marvel.
All right, so
see where we land there.
Captain Marvel. All right, so I went to this movie cautiously optimistic. So all the other, or not all the other, but the majority of Marvel movies, usually like Black Panther, and obviously, what's the name? Infinity War, yeah, and those, like, they were high caliber.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they were explosive, fun, like crazy. This one, there was a good idea there with, we're gonna see this is gonna take place in the early 90s, so we're gonna see a younger Samuel Jackson or Nick Fury.
Mm-hmm.
And it's gonna be crazy, right? Well, I'm not gonna say that the movie disappoints. I mean, I'm not gonna say that the movie is bad, but it disappoints. Mm-hmm. It disappoints almost greatly. I tell you what the problem that I have with it was. There was not a lot of action and a lot of craziness going on. Even the scenes where you will see the most action, they had a very low budgeted quality to them, to where you were wondering if you were watching
Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Wow. But now that you mention it, probably it was, yeah, bro. It was not what I anticipated. And
I'm so sorry, bro.
I'm a little worried about how I'm gonna sound next, because I don't want anybody to get a misconception of, on what's coming next. Mm-hmm. This movie was obviously riddled with the stupid controversy of the internet, of the this movie, what's the concept? I don't even want to say it because I don't want to say improperly is what I'm trying to say. Okay. It's the whole thing with like, this movie is a feminist agenda, and the SJW, and then all that, all that crap. That basically is like, this movie is just meant to. This is Marvel's pushing a feminist agenda, and then and I
didn't even know that was a thing. But okay.
Yes. Okay. Well, on the internet, it's huge because you either
the internet has
you get too defensive, and people accuse you of being you're just a patriarch, misogynist or stuff like that, and that you get too soft on it. And then you're like, accused of, this is just, feminism and SJW bullshit, and like you don't know where, like, listen, I'm a normal individual, You know, I don't like extremes. I think extremes are bad. You know, and I'm sorry for you if you decided to pick one extreme or the other. But that's my opinion.
So how does that apply to the movie?
So the thing with the movie is that was the whole conversation behind the internet.
Okay.
And like I always thought, it's like, oh, this is stupid. This is like the same thing that they did when Wonder Woman, came out and people were talking about, female lead character. I don't understand what is the problem with that, with having that, right?
A female lead. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
Exactly. So,
Because we're normal. So yeah. Go ahead.
So this movie comes in and how do I even say it?
It doesn't help the cause. That's what you're saying.
Let's say, yes, it's a little.
Whosever cause it is, it doesn't help anyone.
No. This is when people were saying like, oh, this is just very like feminist agenda ish, whatever. Listen, I am not against, bro. I don't care about that shit. I don't. That's not my concern. The only problem that I had with this movie was that it had a message. And it hits you upside the head with a message throughout the whole God bless movie to the point that you're like, okay, I get it. You're making it.
Congratulations, Disney.
Yes,
You're
exactly.
being inclusive.
Exactly. You are trying to be like super duper extra with that position on the favor of, yes, I get it. This is, it's awesome. We have a strong female lead. And she's kicking ass. She's basically Superman for Marvel, basically. The character that is like, okay, so what is her weakness then? Because at one point she destroys a whole. Well, I'm not gonna say exactly, but she destroys a whole thing that she shouldn't have been. That it would have taken probably the whole Avengers, to destroy this thing. So, and she does it like nothing. So what concerned me a bit was that the message was a little ham-fisted, and also like I can't do it. I have to spoil a part of the movie.
Okay, so
to be able to drive my point, because unfortunately I don't express myself super well, which is great for doing a podcast. But I want to.
So we're gonna
understand
a quick 2-minute spoiler countdown. Let me get my phone out here so we can do it real quick.
It's not going to take me 2 minutes.
I know, but
just to give ample time for people. So whatever. Starting now.
Starting right now.
All right. So there is a fight scene. There's a particular fight scene that is meant to. You're expecting it to be okay. She is pissed and she's gonna kick some ass. The fight scene starts and they start playing the song "I'm Just a Girl" by No Doubt. Just out of the blue, it comes. It makes no sense with what's happening on the screen.
Feels contradictory.
Not that it feels contradictory.
Mm-hmm.
It feels very in line. Well, it feels like it doesn't need to. Like, okay,
like the message.
Oh yeah, the message
there.
of the movie.
Yes.
I see what you're saying. Yeah, the message of the song versus what's happening on the screen is like, I'm just a girl, and meanwhile. Captain Marvel, she's like kicking ass everywhere. It's like it was so cringy, and some of the dialogue in the movie is like very cringy also. And Samuel Jackson, like I did not like Nick Fury in this movie at all. I thought, I shouldn't say at all. He wasn't trash, but he was not. Like he was not Nick Fury. I get it. He's a younger character. Yeah, he's meant to be a younger version of himself.
He's not seasoned.
He's not seasoned. But even a non-seasoned person, like the drastic change of character from this guy, which is almost like he sees a cat and he's like, oh, look how cute. Oh, I'm gonna call you this, and it's like super lovey-dovey with this cat.
He hasn't been
like
burned yet by the
yeah,
whatever,
dude. It's like,
the
okay,
shield
this
and Hydra.
Yes.
All right, we're coming to the end of 2 minutes.
All right, that's fine, because I'm really not gonna say anything more specific to that, but just things like that. By the way, the whole soundtrack, like 90% of this soundtrack I already checked, and they're female performers.
Okay.
Good
choices though. Good choice songs.
That's the problem. They're not even good choices. They're just
okay. They just happen to be that.
They just happen to be from the era, yes. But again, the song that I mentioned was like completely off here, and the other ones feel like, okay, you don't need to do that. You don't need to. That was another movie where I complained about that, about the soundtrack being like super, trying to drive home like the fact that this is taking place in the 80s, and it's like, no, guys, you don't need to do that. Yeah. You don't need to do that. We already know. We already knew when we saw where she landed at a blockbuster, from that. So yeah, I don't have, like I said, I don't take extremes, so I don't care about anything like that. But I do, after watching the movie, like I can, it almost makes me understand where they were coming from. It's like the message, the message. If it was meant to be aspirational, it just came out kind of like in the face. I don't know.
Yeah.
It was not. It was not. And also,
it wasn't sincere. It didn't feel sincere.
It didn't feel sincere. Yeah.
Gotcha.
And also, like, it's another one of those Marvel movies that you don't like. The bad guy is like, you don't care. It's like you see him a mile away. Yeah. You get okay. Yes, this is gonna happen. Oh, okay. Oh, here we go. Okay. Yeah.
My excitement. I think I've told you this. We were discussing this before. My excitement for Captain Marvel and this is before the film released, before reviews. It just wasn't there, and I thought it was just that movie. And now that I know the Endgame's coming up in the next couple weeks, I'm realizing, yeah, it's not there for that either. And I'm not sure what it is. I'm a little bummed by it.
I think you appreciate, and which I agree with you, the way that Infinity War ended, and I agree with you.
It almost feels complete, and I think everything that's going to come after Infinity War, everything that's going to come in Endgame. Well, my other issue with Captain Marvel was a prequel, so I already knew the stakes was going to be significantly low because. Everyone we see, everyone we see is obviously not going. It's going to make it. The new people, maybe they die, but who cares? They're new. I don't have any connection to any of them. So the stakes were already non-existent in that film. With Endgame, I can already feel it's just going to undo so much. And even though I already knew that, there is a part of me that goes, "Man, wouldn't it just be cool if it just took that chance?" You know what I mean?
But Disney won't.
Well, not only it's not even Disney, because I don't think I honestly think that even if Disney was not part of this, Marvel wouldn't either. You know what I'm saying? If Marvel was its own entity, Marvel would still do the same thing because that's exactly how the comics would work. That's how they work. It's always been that way. How many people have died in that?
So it's always a happy ending. Then
all of the MCU, how many people have died, and how many of them came back? Almost all.
Joe killed Duke. Even G.I. Joe killed Duke at some point. And Transformers killed Optimus Prime.
Yes, and he came back. So, that's what I'm saying. The cat came back the very next day. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's where my excitement is not so high on it. And then, of course, you're not the only person who's been giving me their impressions. And I'm just like, yeah. I've already heard at least 4 or 5 people, and I'm like, okay, I've already,
Unfortunately, it does feel like to me, if somebody would have told me, this is a terrible movie, I still would have felt, this is just me, I still would have felt the need to watch it, if only because Marvel very cleverly introduced that, that character, that tied with this character. And now, of course, you want to know who this character is, and how does he? That's another thing. The placement on the line on the timeline, of everything that has happened. It's like, okay, well, this person says, if you call me if you need me again, something like that, and then we know the New York thing happened, the attack with the Chitauri.
Yeah.
Where was Captain Marvel then?
Evidently they didn't need her.
Where was it? And
they didn't need her in Ultron. They didn't need her.
Yeah, no, exactly. All this massacres, all this destruction that's been happening, and it's like, okay, so you came to Earth, you discovered that you were from Earth because, like, no spoiler, obviously she's human. She just happened to have superpower and explain how it acquired the superpower because this is an origin story.
Yep.
But yeah, it's like, okay, so where have you been? So, it feels weird.
It feels like it's been shoved in.
Yeah,
That's
it
the
feels
problem.
very shoved
Yeah,
in. Exactly. And just to close out the chapter with Captain Marvel, dude, don't even fucking get me started on their explanation of what happened to Nick Fury's eye. The reason why he has an eye patch is the stupidest, most insulting thing they have done this side of Guardians of the Galaxy 2.
Wow.
It is so stupid, that if I had a little less respect, I will just fucking spoil it here and be like, because it is not worth. Worth it, Brand. It is not worth it. It was.
I want to spare you the disappointment by disappointing you right now.
yeah, exactly. Just might as well get it out of the chest so you're not
That's
so you can expect it. But yeah, that dude. Overall, you're gonna think I really hated this movie, and I did not. At the end, it was entertaining, and as it was another Marvel movies, I will qualify it on the low tier Marvel movies like Thor 2, like
Guardians of the Galaxy 2.
not as bad as Guardians of the Galaxy 2. No,
It's still in the low tier.
Oh yeah, in the low tier, yes,
yeah.
right, right there. First Ant-Man, maybe.
First Ant-Man.
Okay. Well, no, tell me.
That's okay. It's
which
all right
one's the
if you
bad
feel that
movie?
way.
Which ones are the bad movie to you? What would you consider the low tier? The bottom
lowest,
five, the bottom three,
five would be
5, whatever.
Okay, so the bottom 5 would probably be in no specific order: Guardians of the Galaxy 2, Thor 2, probably a little bit of Iron Man 2, the Hulk, the Incredible Hulk. Even though I still enjoy it, but I recognize it falls in that area, and then probably
Iron Man,
Ant-Man and the Wasp.
and Ant-Man and the Wasp.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm definitely taking out Ant-Man and the Wasp and putting in Captain Marvel. Okay. Definitely.
You'll see my Ant-Man Wasp and put in the Captain Marvel.
Because I really freaking enjoy Ant-Man and the Wasp. Okay. Believe it or not. But I had to. There was something on my head that kind of turned off or got disconnected, and suddenly I was able to enjoy the movie for what it was. This movie is
talking about Ant-Man and the Wasp now.
Yeah, Ant-Man and the Wasp. This movie is super mega stupid. But that said, when you look at it from that perspective of, oh wait, this is just a silly comedy thing with superheroes almost and stuff like that.
See, the first
it
one
is
wasn't
hilarious.
Like that. That's what I'm saying. This is literally the same thing that happened with Thor Ragnarok, with what happened with Iron Man 3 to a certain extent, where everything was good, and then they suddenly go. I don't want to say they shit the bed. Guardians of the Galaxy 2 again, in the sense that it just something happens and they change direction, whatever the direction is, the point is it's no longer the direction it was before, and now it feels like a different movie.
Now it feels like a different type of movie.
Correct.
Like Ragnarok. Yeah, I can see it. Even though I enjoyed Ragnarok quite a bit.
I enjoyed it as well, but it did have its issues. And it was definitely what took a left turn.
Yeah, definitely. Yes.
Iron Man 3 also to an extent did that, although I still enjoyed it. It did take a weird turn. Guardians of the Galaxy 2 took a turn for the worse.
Yeah, that one crashed.
Yeah, and so that's what I'm saying. It seems to be like, and that's my concern with the follow-ups to a lot of these, like Spider-Man, which is close to home, or whatever it's called.
Homecoming.
The Homecoming.
No, Homecoming was the first one.
Homecoming was the first one, yeah. Far From Home. Thank you. And then whatever the next Black Panther is, my concern is that the direction goes a different way. My good thing about Black Panther is going to have the same director. Which I hope he brings back a lot of the same, people he used. Yeah. If that's the case, then it should have a similar feel. But a lot of these films, when they get to the second one, it feels very different.
Somebody else is at the helm, and I get that. Honestly, I think because I never put that much weight on Ant-Man on the original Ant-Man, that it didn't bother me when it took the turn here. And I mean, because there were things that were happening in this movie that was just ridiculous. Like the whole thing with the lab, like the portable lab. It's like, really? And then it looks... So you're moving it and nothing is getting destroyed.
That's all I'm going to say.
Yes.
Explain to me the plumbing.
Yes.
How does the plumbing work on that thing?
The plumbing, yes.
I mean, it just doesn't make sense.
Yes. I honestly...
Where is the shit going? That's all I'm asking. Where is the shit going? And all the other extra men going? That's all I need to know.
Because you can only remove your disbelief so far.
At some point, it's just like, okay, now this is not.
And now that you
then, of course, there's a handle. So when it's all big, what's this handle look like?
Well, at one point they actually show the big ass handle.
I didn't fucking even see that.
It's dumb. It was dumb. It made me laugh. I think that's what it was.
And don't get me wrong, it was here. I still love Paul Rudd. I think Paul Rudd is one of my favorite comedic actors, and I loved him in a lot of stupid stuff. And I love him as Ant-Man. You know what I mean? Although this felt like a Wasp movie. Yes. So it felt like this should have just been called The Wasp.
He was kicking.
Also starring Ant-Man.
Also starring Ant-Man, by the way.
Exactly.
But I did like it. And you mentioned, yes, I did like the characters of Wasp a whole lot. I even like the kid. That little girl was so cute. It's like I could be your partner. I was like, oh, even those moments were appreciated. You know, you actually care, and I didn't feel like anywhere they took, I don't know what to call it, a cheap turn. I don't know. It was engaged. I found it engaging even at the last, even at the last part. It actually had me like, oh my God, is it gonna make it? Are they gonna make it? This, that type of feeling. I felt that with this movie versus something like Captain Marvel, where I was like, I'm not gonna say that I was completely bored, but like it didn't feel like he had that at any point. Again, he becomes Superman, so it's like, who cares? But over here, you feel the stakes, and also super love that for the funny, and the crazy and the stupid that the movie was. That stinger at the end, that after credit, it closes down kind of dark. I would say, because of course we know what happened.
Exactly.
Of course we know exactly what happened. So it was a great way to close it, and then to the music of the credits, it's like this is not the end of a funny, fun, crazy movie. This is
it was all fun and games right up until the end.
Yes, I would say I am glad that it took me this long to watch it, because this to me is the perfect movie to watch, to be ready for Endgame. Now and yes, we will argue, well, Infinity War should have been or no, Captain Marvel, because it ends, Infinity War ends, them calling her, and also obviously Captain Marvel has a what do you call that, a stinger?
A stinger.
A stinger also that is interesting also, and so. But to me, it's like, okay, this one ended exactly where it needed to, in order to introduce us to Endgame, which is gonna be like right around the corner, and I'm super stoked, even though you are not anymore.
Yeah, that's sad. I know.
So yeah, I will put it. Don't get me wrong, still not. It's not on the best tier. I will put it somewhere in the middle
somewhere. Okay.
Below somewhere. Yeah, it's definitely below Doctor Strange and maybe Guardians of the Galaxy 1, because I like Guardians of the Galaxy 1, but I didn't consider like a super high. See, that the high tiers for me will be freaking
Winter Soldier.
Obviously.
The first one,
and Black Panther to me.
Yes, Black Panther
so
good
actually, in I liked Iron Man. I not a lot of people.
The first Iron Man is great.
The first Iron Man is great. Yes, I love that. That's top tier. And yes, and obviously Infinity War. So that. Oh, and also, if you had to pick between Captain Marvel and Wonder Woman, then the Wonder Woman would do. The Wonder Woman would by a landslide. This is the way this Captain Marvel movie should have been. Definitely. Anyway, closing down on a little other game that I started playing a little bit. It probably won't come to anybody's surprise, but I have been dabbling in the Division 2.
Oh, not surprised at all.
Oh yeah.
No, not
So
surprised.
this was a game that I was playing the beta. I had a horrible experience with the beta. I mean, documented horrible experience with the beta. The second beta that I did, I was like, dude, I cannot care, anymore because I was basically regretting what I already did on the first beta that didn't work. And
The second time it worked, though.
the second time it worked, but I didn't try it enough to give a. I mean, it was still a beta, and I was still like, okay, I'm fine. I think Anthem was out, by then, and I was trying Anthem for as much as I could. I think that thing expired already. Like I didn't care. I need to uninstall it. I could care less. And I thought that just like with Steam, you can request a refund. Because I requested a refund, I didn't follow through with it. Because with Steam, you just request a refund. It's just one easy thing, and you get the money. With the Epic store, which I ordered to the Epic Mega Store, they're starting. They're starting. Basically. So there's a lot of systems that are not in place yet. So
Refund system being
a
one of them.
refund is refund is there, but you have to. It's a little archaic because you have to. Like you have to answer this email, and then they send you another email, then you answer it back. Well, I didn't answer the second email. I was thinking that it was all taken care of, and yada yada. Needless to say, I could have actually started playing like 3 days back because I had,
Because you owned it?
I was because I owned it, and I didn't realize until last night that I had it, and it was just looking at. I wonder, are there any deals on it? And it was there. It was like, can I play? And I play because it says play. It doesn't say pre-order. and I logged it. No, actually, I'm sorry. That not like that exactly. What was there was the beta, and the beta was not. But when I went to the store said install, and I was
Instead
like,
of
well, that's
buy.
weird. Instead of pre-order, it says install. So I was like, oh, let me see what happens. And then when I see that it's installing, I'm like, wait a minute, let me check my bank account. And then it hit me.
Yeah.
And I'm like, whoop. I guess I own the
Since
mission.
I own it already.
Yeah, since I own it already, I guess I'm gonna give it a go. And
And you repeated the same area again.
and I repeated the same area again. I got but this time I was able to create my character the way.
Yeah, of course,
And
yeah.
it started differently because it starts earlier. Doesn't start on the area where the beta starts you. So it's kind of giving you a little bit more backstory, and you're starting to care a little bit more. And dude, I've been I haven't played enough to say hey, but I can tell you that I put a few hours on it. Not a single crash, not a single disconnection, which was I was pleased. Also, the performance, it's running a lot better. I didn't encounter a single bug. Well, that's not true. I did see like a floating debris at some point, but it was very minor.
Yeah, yeah.
I could have missed it,
Yeah.
but it was there. But the gameplay. Once I got into past the area, past the tutorial, and you're going into the world, and you're exploring this area, it's like, wait, this is actually really cool. I'm actually enjoying going through these nooks and crannies and little places. Like the exploration of it feels fun. You see, the dilapidated, destroyed, DC area. You want to know, you want to see more and talk to these people and do some missions. It has a lot of like the missions are not hold the strong. Yeah, I hate to compare it to Anthem, but I'm gonna, because it's the only other one that came out recently. The missions are not just hold the control point, over here and now horde mode for like 5 minutes and then okay, I got it. It's not like that. There are actual missions with scripted sections, with scripted baddies that are smart enough. I'm not gonna say that they're stellar, but they're smart enough to know how to flank you and take advantage. And they could get hard. They could get difficult. It's not a run and gun. You actually have to be constantly strategizing. And I was pleasantly surprised with all that. Like this is a game where the reviews are not even out. And honestly, if my thing is like, dude, for me to consider this game, it will have to be stellar, considering my experience with the beta. And I'm not gonna, again, I haven't played enough to give a final score or anything like
course,
that, obviously.
This is just an early impression.
Early impression, but so far it has been, it has been, like I'm almost, the more I see what it has to offer from the people that have already reached the end game, because the YouTubers that their job is that they're playing the game for 20 hours and stuff like that, and they talk to me about the things I say. For example, when you reach the end game, now this new faction comes in. They're already different faction, but this new faction is kind of like a little bit more high tech now, because they have like robotic dog thing, walkers that you could get, and the weapons are super cool, and all the elements of the the weapons and crafting and all that kind of reminds me of Diablo, which I really like. It's hitting it. Like I'm pleasantly surprised with it. It fucking sucks that they still, for a game of this caliber, they still expect you, of course, because of the type of game it is and the fact that you're not buying a subscription for it. They still expect you to do the microtransaction bullshit. So far, everything I've seen on the store, because I checked, is cosmetic. But like, even that, I'm not gonna go to towns and say like, well, because it's still, at the end of the day, it's still a $60 game, and I get it. There's no subscription fee, but I've also played games that are fully online, and they don't have to do the microtransaction BS. You know what I mean? So yeah, but I'm gonna actually, not that I'm gonna keep at it. I can't wait for us to be done so I can get back to it. That's the feeling that and mind you, I'm at the tail end, or what I'm hoping is the tail end of Devil May Cry. But like, I'm still thinking of, oh man, I can't wait to actually get to play with people. And it seems like a good bunch of the people on the group that have already gotten the game, they're playing it on PC, which is where I'm playing it also. So yeah, I can't wait to have those encounters. And I'm not gonna say I'm gonna become, the Armandos or the Ramiros of the group, where it was like they played the content all the way to the end and they maxed out it. Like, I'm not gonna say I'm gonna become anything like that. Exactly. But I'm gonna take a stab at it. I'm gonna take a stab at it, because if it keeps being fun like that, and if I get to play with people, there's something to be said about playing with everybody that is discovering and playing at the same time.
Yeah.
I am very looking forward continuing with the Division 2.
Cool.
And man, I took this whole segment. What do you say we throw it to you now, since I've been speaking for almost an hour?
No, you're fine. You're fine. I actually haven't really done a lot because of, my new life. I don't get to do much.
Life.
But no, I did get to, first off, I rewatched, and that's the other thing. I can be watching something new, and I've rewatched Spider-Man into Spider-Verse. I'm already seen it like 8 times, dude, since I've bought it. Okay? I just fucking love the movie. It's amazing. I'm not going to talk about it anymore.
What is it about?
Where do I begin?
That's actually how this starts, right?
Yeah. Let's take it from the top. No, I started listening to. I just want to mention real quick. I started listening to a book, which I haven't actually gotten into any of my Audible books in a while, and it's called Alexander Hamilton. And it is like a 35-hour long freaking book. Wow. But it is so amazing and fascinating, and I cannot believe this person exists. I cannot believe that when you think of the nation's forefathers, you think of George Washington, and he was this, amazing leader, amazing general. You think of all the other Thomas Jefferson and everything. These are the ones that everybody celebrates. And then, yes, Hamilton's mentioned, and yes, sure, he's on the $10 bill. You know what I mean? But
I didn't know that.
Yeah, he's on the $10 bill.
Okay,
yeah.
so that was that's the dude we're talking about.
Correct. But what I want people to know is the crazy ass freaking life he had that makes it go, how in the hell did this guy become the right-hand man of Washington and become one of the nation's forefathers? How in the hell?
Is he? He's from the future.
You know what?
He came from the future.
He had moments of Nostradamus,
yeah,
which I won't go into. But I am truly digging the book. I'm not listening to anything else. I don't even listen to music. I play it anytime I get it. Honestly,
it is 35 hours long.
This is true. Yes, I do need to. I do need to go into it. So, however, I did get a chance to start up, and I'm pretty sure I'm close to the end
So you're gonna stop playing it?
Detroit Become Human.
Oh, okay. So you're almost at the end. You're gonna stop playing it.
Let me tell you, that game right there, my friend,
Yes.
has surprised the hell out of me.
Yeah.
Putting aside what we know about, David Cage and what may have happened in Quantum Dream, and look, I get it. I'm pretty sure
I don't know.
that they were brought up on an investigation regarding inappropriate sexual whatever that was being done in the office and stuff like that.
David Cage? Like harassment and stuff like that?
Yeah. Well, the company, I think David Cage may have been named, may have been one of the other head guys. But of course, David Cage came out on top, going, "Oh no, this is vicious lie and blah 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 blah."
So allegedly, then
the investigation is going. So that said, I'm pretty sure,
exactly,
it's not out of the realm possibility that happened. Yeah. But anyway, focusing on the game itself, I started it and I could not stop playing.
Wow!
It is so. If you've played Heavy Rain,
yes.
Right? You never played.
Jason!
Yeah, you never played Beyond Two Souls, right?
Nope.
All right, so I think this is literally his Quantic Dream's masterpiece. Now, just to say it's the best game ever, I'm simply saying it's their masterpiece. It's like everything they've been doing all this time has been leading to this game.
Gotcha.
So you play as three characters. First of all, the whole premise of the story is this is a world in the future where humans have created androids. Androids pretty much do all the work for everybody. And for the most part, they are treated like machines. They're treated like shit, basically, for the most part. This first character is Connor, who actually is assisting a cop in an investigation regarding what they called deviant android, in the sense that the android now acted back towards its owner. You know what I mean? And then you have Marcus, who is he is owned by a rich painter, old guy in a wheelchair. Who the old guy is? He treats him wonderfully. You know what I mean?
So Marcus is an android also then.
He's everyone you play plays an android.
Oh, everyone.
There's three of them. Connor is the one with the investigator, Marcus, and then last one is Kara. You would remember Kara from the animated short that they released. Yeah,
very
so
super early.
Same character. She plays as the android who is owned by this drunk guy who he spends his days drinking, watching TV, and he's miserable. He lives in a beat up house in Detroit. He has
somehow he can still afford an android.
Everybody can. It's a future where it's really not unaffordable to have one. I won't. There's a moment where you start off in the store. And it kind of goes into the price. Like, man, if that was the case, we can all afford one. You know what I mean? It's not actually. It's expensive, but not
out of the realm. It's like a car, basically.
Correct, exactly.
Yeah.
So, and of course, you have your options and all that stuff, right? Yeah. So the guy has actually a daughter who he's always in her face, and there's a moment where, and this is it's been shown in the trailer where he literally freaking hits this little girl who's probably like 10 years, which is his daughter. And of course, you're the maid or the housekeeper is Kara, and the whole thing starts like that, and it little by little is working towards this revolution where androids are like, we ain't taking this shit no more. You know what I mean? And you can of course do it in a manner that is
like it happened in the Animatrix.
Actually, yes, it's exactly the story of Zion from the Animatrix. Very similar. Also, iRobot. The one that started it all. And so yes, it is so fascinating. It is, dude, the graphic fidelity of this game. I'm just like, I cannot believe how beautiful this game looks. So, and this is one part that really, it's a little creepy to me. So just bear with me, guys. Okay, when you first start the game. This woman's face is just like, she's like right there, there in front of you, and
that's the title screen. Is it not?
Beautiful, freaking. I was like, wow. I don't know how, but it is detailed. She's got freckles. She had like this ridiculous. I mean, let me tell you.
But didn't you? It's because I heard about this. Isn't it on the title screen or something?
It is. Maybe it is on the title screen, but it's. whenever you close out of the game, she'll come back. Oh, well, thanks for for playing, and So, and then one time she had a survey. Would you mind taking this survey? And she asked me 10 questions, and I'm just like, oh my god, I don't know, what are we getting at here? You know what I mean? And then someone's, do you consider me a friend? But like I said, dude, I kid you not, when I'm done with this game, I have it on disc. I will lend it to you, so you can actually just play. Because it's also the story really has me hooked. Obviously, I don't want to go into details as far as spoilers, stuff like that. But there are some moments where you're like, son of a bitch, if a person was being treated like this, you can see where and obviously that's the hook they're going for, you know what I'm saying? So of course you can try to be with the whole revolution part, you can try to be as mean as all hell, or you can try to be as just as all hell.
Does it give you or can I go? Go ahead.
I was gonna say there are some freaking decisions that I had to pause the game. I was like, wait a minute, wait a second here. I can't just do this on a whim.
Can I go full Black Mirror on it?
Yeah, it's possible. I'm sure it's possible. Now, there's the other thing. Between each mission, you have this graph of your path that you take. And
you like that?
I honestly, part of me goes, I didn't at first. But now every time I end, I go back and I just look just to see where the forks are, because it doesn't tell you what's on those forks. It only shows you where you went. It just but the rest of it is closed, so you don't know what it is.
So it's not disclosing like, if you would have picked this,
correct? Yeah.
This person would have survived or whatever.
It won't spoil that for you. Obviously, it's hoping for you to replay it, the case. But the fact that I see so many paths, I'm going, oh my God! How in the world? You know what I'm saying? How many versions?
I should have picked up that teacup.
No, there's clearly decisions that break off into like a fork. You know what I mean? And other ones kind of just sit in this little square. It's like, okay, this is what you were doing in that room. You know what I mean?
Right.
So anyway, I'm digging the story. I'm digging I haven't finished yet, but I'm pretty sure I'm close to the end, because it feels like I'm close to the end. I'm liking the characters. The decisions, like I said, there's certain decisions. I was like, son of a, I'm like, man, I just don't know if I can make this. If I'm picking the right way, and at some point I just, you know what, fuck it.
That's very interesting. This is a game that from the moment that it was shown, this was like, oh man, this is more than even I think God of War back in the olden days that I thought that I was like, no, this is my game. This is my. I need to see this. This looks amazing.
As soon as I'm done, sir.
And then, it has been like really low price at some point, and I haven't picked it up. And I wonder, like, okay, so what happened? I was very interested in the game, and I think it was a lot of negatives about the story. So hearing you say these things about it now kind of got me interested, because I'm not gonna say all I heard, but the things that I picked up is where there's let's say that, not to obviously say anything because I don't know anything about the story itself, but the critics have not been kind to it.
No, I've heard, and I understand certain aspects of it. There is and I think again, it all depends how you're coming at it. A lot of people could look at it and go, "Oh, is this trying to speak about racism, slavery, or race, and all that stuff?" I'm like, man, if you're going into it with a freaking tint or a freaking what do you call it, a filter, already on, then you're gonna find stuff that's gonna whatever. If you go on,
I don't know, it would be hard not to though.
Well, that's what I'm saying. The whole point is, if you go in without that, the point is to I do this when I watch a movie. I do this when I play a new game. I just go in without. I try to go in with an open mind and just say, where are you taking me? Okay. Where is the story going? I won't question it. I'll question it at the end, but I won't question as we're going. Yeah. Unless it's like, obvious, like, really? Yeah. Okay. Then I'll move on, but I'll come back to that. Yeah. I will remember that stupid move or whatever,
Another will remember this.
Yeah, exactly. And so if you look at it that way, I mean, so far, I don't know, man. I really, really, it has graphs. It's just like, man, I just want to play it. That's cool. I normally don't replay games like this. Like you already told us, whatever my story is, that was the canonical version of it. I will never go back and play it. I kind of want to see the other paths. Just like, you know what?
That's what I'm saying. It's like,
Yeah.
can I go for a very, and I'm asking hypothetically, of course, you haven't gotten to the end yet, so you can't really tell, but like, I'm wondering, like, can I go with a dark ending that still feels like an ending, like the proper ending that they should have had, you know, it doesn't feel incomplete or anything like that. But still kind of fucked up, you know. It's kind of like, well, I wonder.
Yeah, so I don't know for sure. I only know from Adam. He's kind of hinted. It's like, no, if you pick the dark path, it's a dark path,
Okay.
and it will have that. You know, what the finale would have that. You may not even make it to the finale because if you don't do things certain ways, you can not make it. You know what I mean? That's just like Heavy Rain.
Can you?
You know?
You can die. And
Oh yeah,
then
yeah.
that's-
Character can. Well, they're androids, so they can get destroyed.
No, right, but that's what I'm saying.
They
It's
are a
like-
little bit more like resilient to certain things. You know what I mean? Because again, they are androids. But there are ways of not coming back. you know what I mean?
You could and by not coming back, you mean okay, that part of the story is done. Then.
It would be. It will skip it. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. I've tried my best not to because I want to see it to the end, regardless of the choices I make. But yeah, man, I'm really. Don't worry. Well, as soon as I finish it, I won't say nothing. I'll only say one thing, which really, I think that's where the hook was literally right into me. You know what I mean? And that was how they break free from their programming. It's done in a visual way where I was like, when you really think about a machine and whatever you go, man. That's exactly what I would picture. And I'm just like, man, I would love to see a film similar to this. You know what I mean? I'm like, it would just be so badass.
Well, we have. It's called Short Circuit. If you haven't seen it, and it was a bolt of lightning that gave Johnny Five life, and he's alive now, and recognized by the United States as a living organism.
Don't even get me
And a
started on that
citizen
number 2. Okay,
of
that's
the
Short Circuit
United
2.
States.
Oh my god, we're not even going to that. But that is all I've been doing. Welcome back, guys, and we are going to go into our trailer of the week.
Trailer of the week. Woo!
This week's trailer of the week.
This week's trailer of the week, sir, if I may. This week's trailer of the week has to be a dream of mine. This is the movie adaptation of a very a very special animated movie. You know, I hold very close to my heart, and that is the live adaptation of South Park. I forgot the name of the movie, sir, but can you tell me what the name of the movie is?
The Good Boys.
The Good Boys.
Yes. The Good Boys, guys.
Oh, wait. You thought I was talking about Aladdin?
I sure was talking about it. So we did see the Aladdin trailer, and so for the record, I don't care. Nothing to do with Will Smith. I think he actually is probably going to do pretty well. The movie in general itself is just like, nah. I want nothing to do with this movie.
So wait, you don't like the original?
Oh no, the original animation, yes.
Oh, you don't like?
Oh, I watched the hell out of that shit.
Yeah.
But this here is just not my jam.
Well,
not my jam.
Who cares? We were talking about the Good Boys.
The Good Boys.
That trailer, sir.
That is hilarious.
That is hilarious. Have you shown it to David Gomez?
No, but that's definitely up his alley. That's for sure. I should definitely show it to him.
When I say that that you watching this movie, it just feels like a movie South Park actually,
Yeah.
like a real South Park come to life because it is. I mean, they're children. They basically it's just this little kids.
They are young, yes.
This is an R-rated movie. It has ever been one.
Yes.
And
a little bit much for young people, probably young kids. That it's funny to see it because there's this immediate contradiction when you go. So I would probably slap my son if he spoke the way that these kids spoke. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But then again, it's kind of humorous when I see it, and it's not my kid. You know what I mean? It's this weird thing where it's like, man, it's so odd. So I definitely like the trailer. I think we laughed.
Dude, I'm down. I'm down to a trip to see this movie
Really?
just because
Oh.
I like comedies. I don't mind going to the movie theater to watch comedy and laugh with the people, with the rest of
That's
of the
actually
people.
that's usually the best way of watching them. Like I said, I remember watching, Goldmember. What is that? Austin Powers.
Austin Powers, yes.
Yeah, and I saw it in the theater. Okay,
Oh God.
and I walked out of there going, man, that shit was funny, and it wasn't. It's funny, but
Yeah.
it wasn't as funny.
No.
But when you're with laughter is contagious.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And there was this one dude who I was just dying. When he laughed, I freaking laughed because he was something about his joyous laughter, and the mix with
Yeah.
the scene I was just watching.
Super
that, yeah.
contagious.
And
It's like you have your own laugh track.
yes, exactly,
on the movie.
exactly. So it looks like it's going to be very funny. And,
It looks like it's going to be very
from the
irreverent. Also,
yes,
it's very
makers are super bad,
which is great.
Yes,
But I also saw the name thrown there of was it hot dog party or what? The sausage party?
it's the same
party.
makers, yeah. Sausage Party.
Is it super bad and sausage
yeah,
party?
same makers, yeah.
Really?
Yeah, Seth Rogen and
Seth Rogen. That's right. Yeah. I did not care for
Sausage Party.
for
Yeah.
Sausage Party.
I didn't see it. Yeah.
Like, and not that I could not. Like I cannot continue watching it. It was because
Like, I'm
the
done.
jokes were not landing.
Okay.
And it was just okay. You went completely stupid, which I bet this is also.
Yeah.
But considering the material of it, it just reminds me too much of South Park, and I do like South Park. So I'm dude, this is a movie that I'll freaking watch at the movie theater. I'll take my wife on the date.
So our trailer of the week, guys, is The Good Boys, and I am posting it as we speak. Also, we did see the second, not Infinity War, Endgame trailer.
The trailer to Endgame, yeah.
And still, yeah.
Well, yeah,
I'm not
you guys-
not excited yet.
I cannot
Yeah.
continue the podcast when hearing you say this. The most Marvel fan, Marvel-ass fan.
I don't know if I'm a Marvel fanboy, but I mean, I can definitely say that I
You own
enjoy
all
their
the
films.
movies.
Yeah. I do own multiple. Yes, okay, I got you. I see what you're saying now. Okay.
And this is the moment this is what it.
I know.
This is
and I'm gonna watch it. Don't get me wrong.
Of
I am
course, you're
watch-
gonna.
And I will.
Even if I have to freaking drag you to the movie theater.
And I will most likely enjoy it as well. But for whatever reason, it's there. Like, I know it's coming.
See,
I'm just going to watch it.
I want you guys to understand. This is the living proof of the issue that I've had with this guy. Every time that he plays a game, gets to the end of it, and then he's at the last boss, and then he's like, I think I'm fine. Yeah. I think this is it. It's a syndrome of some sort. I don't know what to call it.
Is. Yeah. I mean, we should definitely consult the doctor and see. Say what is this this phobia or whatever, wherever it could be. Fear of finishing something.
Endophobia. I don't know. Endophobia. I don't know. It's hilarious. It's hilarious.
Finishing phobia. Finish phobia? No.
There has to be a technical term for it.
Phenophobia.
Phenophobia. There you go.
Yeah, that's what it has to be. That's what I think it is. I don't know.
No, but in all honesty, this is. I wish that, like we were talking before, that Marvel would have ended this whole thing with Infinity War, but unfortunately we know it's not gonna be, and we might as well see it. You might as well see it through.
Yeah, we have to see it through, and we kind of already know more or less. Although
it's still gonna be entertaining.
Of course.
Yeah.
I mean, hello, it has the same characters. You know what I mean? It's
exactly.
It's the same people who made Infinity War, so I'm sure it's gonna be great.
Yeah.
But like I said, it just I don't know.
Sir, think of it as the Marvel tax. Go on a Sunday at 10 a.m. and watch Captain Marvel. Just get it out of the system, so you can say, okay, I know what this character is about, so that you're not lost on Endgame.
Yes.
Please.
I will have to do that. Yes.
There you go. All right.
All right, guys. Now we're gonna go into our fresh pick, Mouthful's fresh pick.
Oh, wait, we don't have the
We
rights
don't
for that
have a
one.
sing. Oh my God, really? We're just gonna go through the crazy ass games that are coming out, guys. El Taco Diablo coming to PC.
From the makers of Los Pollos Locos come El Taco Diablo.
Exactly. Yes. This is definitely a sequel to that. Love Alchemy, Heart in Winter comes to PC. Ghost of a Tale comes to PlayStation 4 and Xbox One. The Caligula Effect Overdose comes to PlayStation 4, PC, and Switch. Rico comes to everything. The Wizards comes to PlayStation 4. Lego Marvel Collection comes to PlayStation 4 and Xbox One. Have you played a Lego game like recent? Because I'm hearing I've always heard that they're like great games, but I never actually
Not
dive into them.
Not recent, although I do own Lego games, believe it or not, because I appreciate them. Like I own the I think it was episode 8, episode 7, 8, 9, no 8, 9, 7, 8.
We're
9.
not at 8.
What is the new trailer? I mean, what is the new trilogy? 7, 8, 9.
7, 8, 9. Yeah.
There you go. Thank you. All right. So yes, it was when episode 7 came out.
Okay.
And it had its own
one
Lego
with
game,
Ray.
of course.
Okay.
There you go. Yeah. And plus, I'm a big fan of the original Star Wars Lego Star Wars games. They are super easy. They're super like brainless. This is the perfect game that you will play with a child and you will have
enjoy
fun.
it.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Because you'll see him having fun.
Okay.
So yeah.
Fair enough. Exocraft comes to PC and Mac. Factory Town comes to PC and Mac.
Would you take me to Factory Town?
Little Shopping comes to Switch.
Little Shop of Horrors. Okay, I'm gonna say
Bomb
that.
Fall comes to Switch.
Bomb fuck?
Bomb Fall comes to
I was
Switch.
gonna say, man.
No, I don't think Switch will have that.
Nintendo
Nintendo will play with that.
opening up those gates to some. Yeah, go ahead.
Baba Is You comes to PC and Switch.
I heard that game was great, and I bet that is up your alley.
Really? I'm going to have to mark this
You
one.
got-
I
yeah.
have to wait for it to come to PlayStation 4.
I've heard
maybe.
it probably will. I don't know a lot of it, but just the name of it just remind me of that other game. What's that other game?
Which one?
Papa and Yo.
Oh, Papu Yo.
You
Okay,
like Papu
yeah.
Yo.
I did.
Papu Yo.
I did. So
Yeah.
it looks like that? Okay.
No, I mean, I'm not sure, but it sounds like it is.
Oh,
Something
okay,
like that.
gotcha. Motorsport Manager comes to Switch. Monster Hunting for Love.
That confused the hell out of me when I saw it the first time. I know.
Comes to PC and Mac.
Yeah, what are they trying to
What
do
are they trying to
here?
do here? Uh-huh. They're
Monster
trying to trick
hunting.
people to buy the game.
Yeah.
And I bet you some people will fall for it.
It's like me calling fork knife.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Oh, that's the game right there, right?
Yeah,
That's it, yeah.
It's a cooking simulator. That's what it is.
Yeah. Stupid Cupid comes to Oculus. Golf Peaks comes to Switch. Red Strings Club comes to Switch. I was playing that on I play that on GOG. I have on PC, I guess.
Really?
Yeah, it's a sort of a futuristic cyberpunk game, but it's more text or story heavy, text heavy.
Oh yeah, you
The
talked.
one
You,
at the-
you
yeah.
spoke about that
Yeah,
game.
so it's coming to Switch. It
yeah,
was only
you were
on
looking
PC.
for. Yeah,
Yeah. It's actually really good. The music is really cool. It's very
Very
synth heavy.
I bet. Oh yeah.
Twist and Match comes to Switch. Tom Clancy's The Division 2 comes to PlayStation 4, Xbox One, and PC.
Yeah, buddy.
Blood Waves comes to PlayStation 4, Xbox One, and Switch. The Child Sight comes to PC. Mars Underground comes to PC. Emir PC. Agent 9 PC. A Song in the Void comes to PC. And Dungeons and Aliens comes to Switch.
All right.
I
That's a
think
good
our-
list.
Yeah, I think our first pick is pretty obvious considering your interests
Yeah,
with
yeah.
the division.
I gotta
so
say
that'll be our fresh pick of the week.
The division.
Division 2?
In the sense that it seems to. I mean, reviews are out and people haven't been playing a lot, but so far the people that
So far I've
have
heard,
been
yeah.
getting.
Yeah.
There's a lot of good vibe around it.
Mhm.
You know, probably enough to make it. I don't know, solid 7, maybe an 8 if lucky.
Yeah, considering the other ones are clearly cash grabs.
Well-
no, just kidding.
Considering
Just
that,
kidding.
did I tell you I didn't encounter a single loading screen? Also,
Nice.
only when I played. Only when you
when you
start the
load
game.
in the region, yeah.
Yeah, it was really nice.
Not bad. All right, guys, let's get into some news items here. I'm going to start
What
from
did
the...
we say we were gonna call it?
Oh, yes. I need to shout out somebody. So the news segment is now going to be referred to as The useless news you can use.
The useless news you can use. There you go.
And I want to shout out a certain lady by the name of Stephanie Patrick. Thank you so much for that. Awesome name. And I'm like, you know what? That just works. So from now on, the useless you.
See, you can't even say it. We're retiring the name because it's too hard to pronounce.
Immediately after saying it. The useless news that you can use.
Sounds better than the news to abuse.
Yeah.
We kind of got in trouble
for
that
obviously
one.
obvious reasons. Yeah. Starting off at the top, since we're already touching on Marvel Pictures.
Halo. Oh no, sorry. Go ahead.
Disney rehires James Gunn
I was
to
surprised at
direct the Guardian of the Galaxy 3 movie.
I saw that. Yeah.
Disney has reinstated James Gunn as the director of Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy 3, reversing a decision to drop the filmmaker. Deadline was first to report the news, and Polygon has since confirmed the director's return to the movie with Gunn's representative. If you don't know, I'm already reading this off of Polygon. Gunn was fired by Disney in July of 2018 after a series of offensive and controversial tweets were resurfaced and publicized by far-right internet trolls as part of a campaign to discredit the director. Gunn's tweets, some of them a decade old, included jokes about rape and pedophilia. At the time, Disney's chairman Alan Horn called Gunn's tweet offensive and indefensible and inconsistent with our studio's values in a statement announcing Gunn's termination. But Gunn received widespread support from comedians and actors, including the cast of Guardians of the Galaxy film, after he was fired, believing that Gunn was unfairly targeted by far-right activists with a political axe to grind. Those actors, of course, include Chris Pratt, Zoe Saldana, Dave Bautista, blah, 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 blah. We already know. So, interesting that I didn't think Disney would overturn that because they tend to be pretty, hey, when they drop the hammer, they drop the hammer.
And that was and that was the problem, right? When we heard about this, I mean, God, now I'm not the same person, or I like to think, hopefully, I'm not the same person I was 10 years ago. Yeah. I mean, I did so stupid things and say many offensive stuff back in the day, and yes, I get it.
Should we be held to that? Yeah.
Should I be held for that? Exactly. You know, I get it. We live in the age of the internet. Everything is recorded for eternity and eternity. But like, really, people, like, what the fuck do you think you are, Disney, being all super high and mighty that you can't that you judge? Oh, this doesn't go with the value. Really, Disney? Should we be talking about your values? In all the cases.
Yeah. How many images of phallic symbols, shall we call it, have been found in the animated films back from the 60s?
Yeah.
Just saying.
Yeah, and some of your treatment of your employees and stuff like that. Like, really? Like, that's come on. Like, I again, it's the corporate world being corporate, and I always thought his firing was, was very unfair. Yes, he could have. He could have said that. You know what? I probably said worse. And that doesn't reflect the person that I am today, and neither does this could be reflecting on the person that he is today.
Correct,
and besides, fuck it. Disney was not even in the picture of his, or this collaboration or whatever, man. It's just,
I agree.
Stupid world that we live in today. Luckily, there is hope. There's good things happen every now and then.
Hope.
Yes,
okay.
A new hope. I'm happy, and it brings me very much joy to report that Halo the Master Chief Collection is coming to PC, to the surprise of no one. And Halo Reach is being added to it.
Nice.
Which
Your favorite,
was not
isn't
part.
It?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Halo Reach, an offshoot story that didn't have to do with the Master Chief, at least not directly. But man, one of the most emotional and like one of the best campaigns on the Halo series. The side of maybe Halo ODST. Halo ODST was really good also, and it had a great soundtrack, by the way. But man, Halo Reach, it's like high up there. Probably my favorite Halo game, of them, and with good reason. I'm super, super excited to play this again. So I'm just gonna go ahead and read the news. Here they came out courtesy of Kotaku, and this came out on Tuesday. Halo: The Master Chief Collection will soon include Halo Reach and will be available on Windows Store and Steam. Microsoft announced today that they being last Tuesday during its Inside Xbox live stream. Rather their Xbox Direct. Okay.
Yeah, I was gonna say. Yeah. That's what it sounds like.
Rather than make every game in the collection available at once on PC, Microsoft said that the collection will roll out one game at a time, starting with Halo Reach and going in chronological order from there. Microsoft is pitching this incremental approach as a way to make the games available sooner rather than waiting until the entire collection is ready. The games will run at 60 frames per second and support 4K. On Xbox One, Halo Reach multiplayer will be available as a free add-on for everyone who already owns the collection, while the single-player campaign will cost extra. Halo Reach doesn't yet have a release date on PC or console. And then it goes on describing the harshness, the release of
The original,
the original release. This brings me joy, but also concerns me. I'm a little concerned about. Yes, I get it, and I can appreciate not having to wait for the whole collection and giving them time to dedicate to releasing each game one at a time. But what will be the time frame of this? Is it gonna be every 2 months, or if it's gonna be every 6 months, or am I gonna have to wait like 2 years to have the collection? We don't know that. More important than that, how much is this thing gonna cost? Because what am I playing? Are they gonna be charging it as like a season pass type of deal, like an episodic content rather type of deal, where you pay $60 and you are assured that you will get all the games as they come out? Or are they gonna be nickel and diming us with like every game is gonna be $20? Because I can't see it being any lower than, well, maybe the old games maybe, but
I was gonna say, yeah.
Like Halo Reach for $9.99, dude, that's a freaking steal. Especially if what I saw, the reports were correct, that the game was going to be supporting like, okay, no, this is a PC version with everything you could expect. It's going to have 21:9. It's going to have the graphics controller and all that. That's exciting because I like Halo. I didn't, even though I obviously have played all the games. Once I got the collection, I didn't play through like the campaign of Halo 2, which was supposed to be the one that they remastered, because I didn't get to it because by that time I was hearing how broken it was, and how messed up that I kind of like turned me off a little bit to it. But I can definitely, I'm looking forward playing Halo 2, again on PC. Halo 1 came to PC originally, and it was great. That game with keyboard and mouse support was fantastic. And also, of the very recent, the Forge, what they call the Forge version of Halo 5, this last one, is available on PC. You could actually make multiplayer arenas and play multiplayer there, which begs the question, like, if you have demonstrated that it is possible, why are you not bringing Halo 5 to it, Because this Master Chief Collection is all great and that, but it's not going to include Halo 4 or 5. Some might say who needs them. But I would say, yeah, if you want a collection, I mean,
they should include them.
They're the new one. Yeah, exactly. So anyway, I'm looking forward to it, but Microsoft does not have the best track record when it comes to consumer and pricing lately, as shown by various games that have come out with like microtransactions and crap like that. So I'm a little worried that this might end up being like, oh yeah, you can get Halo Reach now for $14.99, and then Halo 1 for $14.99, and Halo 2 for $14.99, and next thing you know, the Master Chief Collection that you pay $60 on Xbox is gonna end up costing like hundreds of dollars.
It could, yeah.
Over. So
if they sell it piecemeal, that's usually the reason for doing
that. Is very concerning, yeah, and I will not appreciate that.
As most will.
I will still buy Halo Reach at least.
Well, that could be the reason why they do it too, just to say, well, maybe they don't want to play Halo 2. Maybe they don't want to play Halo 3.
Good.
Maybe they just want to play Reach. Well, let's just throw it out there piecemeal and they can just buy what they want.
Man.
All right, guys, my next piece. EA and DICE will bring 64-player Battle Royale action to Battlefield 5 on March 25th.
Oh, they have a release date already?
They have a release date.
Whoa, and that's around the corner.
Yes, a trailer for the new mode, named Firestorm, for its ever-encroaching ring of fire, shows off the destruction and chaos and tractors, Battlefield players can expect in the new mode. Firestorm will be set on Battlefield's biggest map ever, which is called Halvoy. DICE and co-developer Criterion will also support solo and squad play, 16 teams with 4 players each, during which players can complete objectives to unlock access to vehicles, including tanks, helicopters, or call-in reinforcements like a V1 flying bomb. DICE says a duos mode will come to Firestorm sometime in April. Of course, Battlefield 5 available PlayStation 4, PC, and Xbox One. Sir, do you still own that, or you got it through the whole? No, you don't.
I got it through the whole.
Are you gonna pay another $15 just to go try?
No, sir. We live in a post Apex Legends.
I know this is true.
The only way is if they release a trailer and it has the Johnny Cash song. I fell into a burning ring of fire.
You say that, and that's probably what they're gonna do because they're pretty big at bringing those songs to their trailers. That said, there is a trailer out there, but unfortunately, there's no gameplay in it.
And it burns, burns, burns.
I hate that song for the record.
What?
Yeah, I'm not a fan.
Wait, hold on.
Yep.
Stop the podcast.
Stopping it.
What are you talking about? Why is that really?
Honestly, yeah.
Sir Johnny Cash.
You know what it is?
Have some respect for the Duke.
This is
I don't know.
it's
He
not
was
the
called
Duke.
the Duke.
Yeah, that's not the Duke. What happened was, sidebar, guys. I used to work as a bartender, okay?
Uh-huh.
And when I was working in Manhattan as a bartender, for whatever reason, we always went to the bar after our shifts to go drink and hang out.
Let's hang out at work. Where we get out of work.
At a different bar.
Oh, sure. Okay.
And for whatever reason, that shit came on the jukebox every night, several times.
Yeah.
And at first, I was like, okay, whatever. Dude, after like months of doing this, it's like, who the hell's playing this shit? I think and I just got burned out with the song. So that's why I don't like the song.
Dude,
Sorry.
it's one of those class. Anyway, rest in peace, the glorious Johnny Cash. So
Sure. No.
here we go.
Just kidding.
Dead Cells update: Rise of the Giants.
Ooh.
As a release date, son. Yeah, I know you're excited about this. And by the way, man, this game has been getting some updates and some
Yeah, the game is basically different now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's a dating sim now. Dead Cell has been receiving a steady. Oh, we were just talking about a steady stream of updates, adding features like custom runs and overhauling major systems based on player feedback. Developer Motion Twin has now announced its first free large-scale expansion, Rise of the Giants, will arrive on PC on March 28. Console releases date haven't been announced yet, unfortunately, sir. The major addition is an entirely new area to explore. To access the new area, you will have to have bested the tough as nail action game at least once. That will grant you access to the cavern, a new area with new traps and enemies, lava pools, and a new boss. The DLC adds lots more besides a new area, though. It will include a new skinning system with 50 outfits, giving you more loot to collect, more blueprints drop by enemies and bosses. It also adds 3 new skills, including a flying pet and a scroll that reveals a current map. It also brings 10 more weapons, like the giant killer, boy axe, the thunder shield, and the thunder shield. Sorry. The prisoner's quarters will include a new specialist shop where you can buy hunter grenades along with skins and a new map. Finally, it will add a hidden level with a completely new ending for those who can defeat the hidden boss. So this is very exciting. This is very cool to hear. Dead Cells, fantastic game.
Yes,
I think
amazing.
it was your pick for last year, right? Or something, or it was up there.
Yes. Oh yeah, it was up there.
So.
Absolutely, it was up there.
And even though the console release date is not announced yet, but I feel like the level of the updates have been steady enough to where it should be around the corner.
Awesome. My next piece, guys, is actually what I wanted to put as our trailer of the week. But it's not your fault because I didn't show it to you. But that's because I already seen it a bunch of times, and I didn't think you would appreciate it the same way I was gonna appreciate it.
Are they gonna be Spider-Man?
No. It's an upcoming animated film, Batman versus the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Oh God. I
See-
think I saw that. I mean, I didn't see the trailer, but
Seems like a crossover dream for an imaginative kid. The first trailer promises that this wacky team up will be just as fun as it sounds. Storyline goes like this. On the heels of their number one foe, Shredder, the Turtles find themselves in Gotham City. While the Batman initially sees them as a threat, the two teams must join forces to defeat Shredder, who recruited a host of iconic Batman villains, including Ra's al Ghul and, of course, the Joker himself. Also, Raphael says, freaking. A little reminder that the Turtles currently have a show on Nickelodeon and therefore cannot swear. So none of that stuff is happening. But I saw the trailer. It comes out on Blu-ray and DVD March 31st. And yes, it's already pre-ordered.
why? Really?
Yes.
Why you didn't show me that?
I didn't know if you're going to appreciate it. I mean, we can take a quick
we
pause.
have seen
and we can watch
worse.
it.
We have seen worse. So.
We'll watch it in the.
You know what? Let's talk about it. I need to see this now.
All right.
We'll be right back. And we're back. And we're really back. Dude.
I
Dude.
know. I don't know why.
This thing was awesome.
I thought so too.
Yeah. I was a little worried about Nickelodeon, thing, but no, it worked. It's who's the voice of that Batman?
Oh, dude, that's the Kevin Conroy. He's the
Right?
Yeah, he's been the forever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, that's great because he lends more credibility, more power. Like this sounds like some stupid fanfic
when
from
you
someone.
I honestly think there's already a comic, and I think there's been a comic for.
Oh
like a
yeah.
while.
I think so. I've heard about this.
But yeah, the fact that but it's funny to hear Kevin Conroy in Batman's voice going Ninja Turtles. Yeah, I'm like, yes, this is exactly what I'm.
I love it. I love it. When you get that, let me know. I'm gonna watch this. We're gonna watch this. Okay, I think it's my turn.
Yes,
I
it
was
is.
not even ready. All right,
you got thrown away with the thing, but hey.
superbly. Just like this, investors got a little thrown away when they heard this news. So evidently, a couple of days ago, there was a rumor running around that Sony was acquiring Take-Two Interactive.
Whoa!
What
the hell?
Exactly.
That's quite the purchase.
That
my
will
friend.
be akin to like acquiring Nintendo, something like that.
Yeah, that's not a small company.
No. So sometimes I wonder if these investors are really researching the stuff that they're investing, because this seemingly came in response to an incorrect report that Sony was planning to acquire Take-Two Interactive. Because of this, the stock for Take-Two went up by 7%. The rumor started when Wedbush analyst Joel Kulina was apparently misquoted, saying that Sony was in, quote, advanced board level discussions to acquire Take-Two Interactive in a mostly cash deal.
Oh my God, really? You don't know Sony very well, sir.
I was gonna start again. It's like,
I can see like Microsoft doing it. We're talking about a company with money. I can see Microsoft doing that. I can see, I don't know, Activision maybe doing that. You know what I'm saying? But Sony, no. Sorry.
This sounds as far-fetched as my prediction, and your prediction, that this year Microsoft was going to buy Konami. The gaming division of Konami,
of course.
To be fair, not the entire Konami. So as of March 13, there doesn't seem to be any solid foundation to this rumor. GameStop, which was the people that GameSpot, damn it, GameSpot, the gaming website, reached out to Take-Two Interactive, but it declined to comment.
Oh. All right.
Because it sounds ridiculous.
It's ridiculous. They're like, we don't comment on dumbass rumors
and dumbass speculations.
Yeah.
And by the way, on the E3 that we're not gonna have, Take-Two is ours.
Yeah.
That's why we don't even need an E3, son.
Exactly. My final piece, guys.
What?
The last season of Game of Thrones is almost here, and
It's
everything
almost
about
upon
it
us.
is shrouded in mystery.
Yes.
Outside of the first trailer and a few sparses of teases here, fans have little knowledge on what exactly is going to be happening in season 8. One thing we know now for sure is how long each episode will be. This was released by, I guess this is HBO. I'm the only ones who would have it. So spoilers here for the next couple minutes here if you don't want to hear the length, if you find that to be a spoiler. But episode 1 will be at 54 minutes, episode 2 at 58. And from there, it's all upwards. Episode 3 will be an hour and 22 minutes.
Nice.
Episode 4 will be an hour and 18 minutes. And episodes 5 and 6 will clock in at an hour and 20 minutes.
Why does this matter?
Well, I don't know. When I think about it, I guess the whole deal is it's 6 episodes, and there is still there's a lot that needs to be settled. You know what I mean? It's like, are we going to have enough time to settle this?
Well,
and then they were mentioning it's only going to be 6 episodes, and it's just like, well, shit. If it's going to be 6 episodes, what are we cutting out?
I
You know what
haven't.
I mean?
Well, I haven't seen season. I didn't watch season 7.
Mhm.
Right. But from what I've heard, they have been going at a really fast pace. So maybe
it has been, yes.
this
Season
is-
7 did, that's for sure.
So
yeah.
maybe season 8 is ludicrous speed all the way. They're going played.
It's basically, yes.
Yes, they go.
We need to take on the White Walkers. Cut to us taking on the White Walkers.
Exactly.
It was like, oh, we're already here.
I forgot to mention the other day. This happened a while back, but it must have been a dream or a really cool, I don't know, daydream maybe. But I had the idea, and again, this must have been a dream or something. I had the idea of, this is probably gonna sound stupid, but anyway, just humor me. A series from HBO that is in the present. It's in it. It's, you see the technology. Well, you don't see the same technology as ours. You just see technology comparable to our technology in the present.
Okay.
But in the land of Westeros, which is obviously not called Westeros anymore, it's called something else entirely different.
Westworld.
What
Westworld.
is that? What is is that like something like that?
Honestly, I've already had the discussion with someone, and we're like, what if it's a simulation like Westworld?
No. I was not gonna go there.
Futuristic simulation.
I was not gonna go there because I believe this is the story. That's I think the Game of Thrones would have been the historic. You know how we have the
Historic
history,
version of it,
the history version, but now in the modern world, it's like things are completely different. This is a modernized world, Westerworld, whatever you call the planet now. But there is like something that happens. Dragons appear again, and it goes like into crazy stuff like that.
Wow.
But it takes place. You know what? One of the things that brought me. You remember when we saw Bright, which is not a great movie, but it was something like that, like mixing fantasy with the real world.
Yeah, trolls and goblins.
Right. And even though you never saw Battlestar Galactica, but in Battlestar Galactica, you saw
I
Battlestar.
saw probably like the first 3 seasons. I didn't see it all, but I saw it.
Oh, okay. So you remember before the whole invasion happened, the world of Caprica looks like a planet Earth. That was my vision. It was something like that, something like Caprica, where it's like the automobiles and stuff like that looks similar to our stuff like that, but in this case with a touch of, and then the fantastic happened and great thing and the White Walker. I mean, I don't know if White Walkers or whatever.
I mean,
But
it can't be Game of Thrones if you don't have White Walkers. I'm just saying.
True, there you go.
They have to come. This is how long it took to come back.
There you go.
The longest summer ever.
The longest summer ever. That's right. See how? Tell me, it's not. I mean, it's not a great idea, but it's not terrible either. It's workable. It's interesting.
It has merit.
It is interesting.
The idea definitely has merit.
Oh, also, what's the series? Oh my God. Okay. There is Warhammer. The Warhammer, the video games. They have that kind of story. They have Warhammer like in the past, like in medieval, and it's orcs and trolls and all that. But then they have Warhammer 50,000, which is supposed to be like, okay, we're talking about the same races and sometimes even the same conflicts, but they're happening in the far future, and these are spacious and spaceborne. You know,
Isn't
it's
the
like
Total War like that too?
Total War.
No?
There's a Total War that is based
what I'm
on the Warhammer series.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So it's probably all the
Yeah,
same.
there
Okay.
was. Well, no, there is one because Total War is a series from Sega that is based on like the crazy comments like that, but they're usually based on. I wouldn't call them like real, but like medieval, like regular, not orcs and trolls and that. But they took that same engine and that same formula and they made a Warhammer game of it, which was fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, it's just a crazy idea. Just occurred to me. You know, guys, what you guys think about
Your idea.
about it?
Yeah.
Yeah. See if I can sell it to Netflix or something. So let me see. I did have a couple of quick bits, and one of the things was interesting that the Left 4 Dead creators, Turtle Rock, announced a new co-op zombie shooter called Back 4 Blood. So Left 4 Dead is Back 4 Blood.
It sure is.
Well, I
I
guess
saw that show. I was like, guys, you really didn't spend much time on the title, did we? I was like, okay.
the originals, the studio that developed the original Left 4 Dead is developing what sounds like a spiritual sequel, Back 4 Blood, described as a cooperative shooter against hordes of zombies. You think?
Mm-hmm.
In other words, it sounds like Left 4 Dead, like the Left 4 Dead follow-up that Valve still hasn't delivered. Back 4 Blood is being developed by Turtle Rock Studios. The team also created Evolve. let's
I
not
remember that,
forget.
yeah. Which wasn't a bad game. I mean,
Dude,
in itself. I mean, it was what I mean to say, it wasn't a broken game. You know, it was just, it just wasn't, you know.
All right, as far as it was functional.
Correct. It was a functional game, and people did play it, but it was the release schedule of it and the you know, the pre-order map that you had to kind of go around. It's just like they screwed themselves before they even hit.
Let me
hit
tell
the
you, because it just so happened that I was watching a YouTube video this afternoon about Evolve when I was on my break, and the fact was that game was super hyped. The marketing machine was crazy.
Oh yeah, you know,
I don't know if you remember.
Ridiculous.
It came out on.
Remember, we asked. I think we had a hype episode. And I think we were mentioning.
Oh yeah, we talked about that, and it appeared on the cover. It was announced on the cover of Game Informer and stuff like that. You know that they paid big money for that.
Yeah, they do.
And then the game got released, and it was just boring and tedium, and riddled to hell with microtransactions. Like and the most blatant, like horrible microtransactions. I mean, I'm talking about in the hundreds. With like color changes on the color palette of the gun costing $199, $299, something like that, if I don't remember correctly, but it was ridiculous, and that's the problem. And then the player base dropped drastically, and it just couldn't recover. At some point, I think they made it free. I want to say. It was something like you could get it real cheap or free. I think it was free. And then it had like a spike sudden, but just like that spike came up, it disappeared.
Because there was no content there.
There was no content. It was boring. Oh, you were supposed to be hunting this monster, but whoever was the monster was the only person that was having fun because everybody else was just running in circles. So this game, it was functional because it didn't crash. It didn't crash your console. But yeah, it was not super great. The other piece that I have was to mention that No Man's Skies Beyond. Oh wait, that's not this podcast.
Yes, we're not brought to them, but we're not brought to you by them either. So,
No. No Man's Skies Beyond announced coming to PS4 summer of 2019. Hello. This. I was gonna say hello games. No, but this is actually the letter from Sean Murray. Thank you. I was gonna call him Perry. Sean Perry. Sean Murray says, "Hello everyone. We know that there is a lot of hunger out there for news and updates in No Man's Sky. We wanted to share some information from behind the scenes. Our next chapter will be called No Man's Skies Beyond, coming in summer of 2019. Each chapter of No Man's Sky has been more successful than the last, thanks to our community. Our large release last year, Next, was especially so. It went on to bring It went on to bring enjoyment to millions of new players, and it helped to change the legacy of this game that we care so much about. Sidebar, I played Next, and I saw the improvements, and I saw the potential. It's one of those games that you really have to like not be playing anything else, or play when you need to relax. But yeah, I saw like, okay, surprisingly enough, this game seems to have turned the corner and become interesting. Yeah.
Made up for its fault, yeah.
Actually, let's see. It says early this year, while working on our roadmap for 3 future updates, we decided we wanted to interweave this feature. What's the feature? Sorry, I'm lost. All right. So the thing with it is, this is a long letter. I'm not going to read the whole thing. I just realized how long it is actually. But the bottom line is that the thing that they're bringing for this particular release is multiplayer, but proper multiplayer. You know,
The
one that you can
multiplayer that
actually
they were
touting that
mentioning
they have.
Yeah.
They were touting to have. And no, this time you will be able to actually see your other players and hang out with them. And probably, I bet there's got to be some sort of social spot, or maybe it'll be awesome if you can man.
It'd be
the
amazing
ships.
to get that game now.
I think, yeah.
It'd be amazing to get that game now.
I-
It's just like, you know what? And I've weighed the decision to do it several times. And every time I'm like, nah, am I really gonna?
I don't think it's a game for it's a
don't
lot
think
of
it is
there's
for
a lot
me
of
either.
grind. There's a lot of grind on it, and honestly, now if it was a game that, let's say, we were playing together, and we could have a good fun with it, honestly, and if it was something like, okay, let's man this ship now, and or I don't I don't know, because the game has the sense of discovery. It's pretty amazing. Like that part was really cool. The grinding to get the things that you need, the loot, what's it called, the
rocks,
elements and the things that you need, the rocks and stuff like that, to be able to power your ship. Though that's kind of annoying, because you all the time you kind of worry of like, well, I don't want to waste gas, and that's part. It could be enjoyable for some people, but being that, what I think this game really needs, and I hope that it goes released with that it's released with this, is crossplay. If suddenly we could play crossplay, dude, that'll be super awesome.
I mean,
because I don't want to buy the game again on PS4 if I don't have to,
Yes, because this is only coming to PS4. I got you.
Yeah.
I actually have a surprise last piece. I'm just gonna throw.
Actually,
it out.
I'm not sure. Sorry, I'm not sure if it's only coming to PS4. It says that it's coming to PS4 in summer of 2019, but obviously,
I'm sure it will come to everyone.
Yeah.
I remember seeing the article and I was like, is it just that? But that's all they mentioned. So
that's all they mentioned. Also, they say that Beyond is the most ambitious chapter so far, and it's something that they've been working on ridiculously hard on. So yeah, the game is getting good support. We'll have to see.
Well, yes, I just wanted to quickly mention Capcom's Dragon's Dogma is becoming an anime Netflix series.
Dragon's Dogma.
Yes,
Interesting. That game is pretty.
Yeah, I
good,
remember you
actually.
played it. That's
Yeah.
why I was like, hey, maybe you'll be interested. That's why I brought it. 'Cause I think
Oh yeah. I'm not sure. I'm not sure if it's the type of game. Like sometimes these things are odd. There's some titles that you're like, oh man, I want like the setting and the world and all that. It's just like you need to have another media for this, like a movie or an animated movie, something like that. But Dragon's Dogma never struck me as being that. Dragon's Dogma had a lot of great things for it. I don't think the story and the setting particularly is the thing,
Well, we'll see, because I did finish Castlevania.
Oh.
And yeah, man.
No,
That
Castlevania.
shit, the season 1 and 2, and yeah, that shit was freaking.
That's one that I'll hands down say this is the perfect example of taking a good IP and making it into something. Hey, give me that. Give me something with Metal Gear, even something like that. But what I'm saying is, on the world. The world. I don't even remember this. What the world. What the name of the world was. But the world in Dragon's Dogma.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't seem to lend itself so much to like I don't know. Like there's no interesting
telling a
characters
story?
or anything like that.
Well, maybe
you
that's
know?
what they're trying to do. Tell the story within that world.
Then do it with The Witcher. Oh,
They
that's
are.
happening. That's happening. That's right.
It's already
So
happening.
they don't need to. There you go. There you go.
All right, guys. We'll be right back with our
Hot topic.
Thank you so much. I feel like I'm the king walking into his court.
You still don't get it?
I think this is... Nope, not getting it. Sir, you have no clue. I'm trying. I am literally trying. And I'm
Punch out!
Oh, God. Okay.
It was not clear.
I don't know. Maybe it's the rendition being. I'm not getting it. I have no idea.
Sometimes I'm never good at renditions.
So, all right, guys.
What a great game, Punch Out. Don't you
Yes.
think?
Well, yes. I'm a huge fan of Super Punch Out.
Really?
Yes. I love
I
Super
like.
Punch Out.
Well, don't get me wrong. I like Super Punch Out, but my Punch Out was original Punch Out. Was Mike Tyson's Punch Out. That's the game that I like.
Did you ever see that Gamer Historian?
Yes.
Yes, that was really awesome.
That was. Yes, there's
Did
a
you see the
YouTube
one for
channel.
Super Mario Brothers 2?
For Super Mario Bros. 2. Yes,
Yeah,
I saw
was
that
a good one
too.
yeah.
Yeah, the Gaming Historian YouTube channel that
Is
specializes
amazing,
and
yes.
dedicates on giving you like short documentaries on
really
different
short.
gaming things. Yeah, sometimes they could last up to
Like
over
the-
20 minutes.
The
Sometimes.
well, I don't know. The Punch Out one was an hour.
Oh, there
It's
you
like
go.
50 something minutes. Yeah.
Oh, there you go. So there you go. So yes, they have one for Punch Out. I think we might have mentioned it, but
Yeah.
the one for Punch Out was like super interesting because it tells you like the origins of it, basically the origins, the whole history of Punch Out, which is a very
Amazing,
very
yeah.
good game.
It's
yes.
really good.
Yes, Mike Tyson Punch Out.
Mike Tyson's Punch Out.
Yeah.
And the whole thing that happened with him. Yeah.
Yeah.
Guys, it's time for a hot topic. Hot topic this week. When does fandom become toxic? Excuse me. The reason I bring this up, okay. I have to. I don't want to feel like I'm. It's like I don't want to be that toxic version that I'm mentioning here.
Right.
But there is, and I'm not going to mention names, but there is a specific person, or let's say a specific podcast and media group that I follow and I listen to, and very recently they were discussing Anthem, and there was a level of defense for the game that I was just like, okay, I think at some point we need to call a duck a duck.
Yeah.
Okay, it is what it is. Yeah. I understand that you enjoy it, but you got to be able to know that there's something amiss.
Anthem is, it is objectively flawed.
Yes,
you can at least agree with that.
Yes, yeah. and I think that this particular person was being a little bit, how do I say it? Just a little bit on the on the far end of things, like, yeah, no, like, so the whole issue at this point was regarding, if you don't know, recently PlayStation 4s have been running into a lot of issues playing the game. And of course, it's the first thing said was breaking the systems. So far, apparently, that's not the case, and no system actually has gotten bricked. However, it has shut down systems, just a cold shutdown of the actual console itself, which we all know is not good for the console.
No.
You know what I mean? It's not good for any computer to just shut down mid operation. You know what I mean?
And usually the type of issues
yeah.
that quality that what's it called, certification,
Yeah.
will catch and not certify your game.
Will be for that.
certification.
Yeah.
By the way, a process that costs the companies thousands of dollars to get it, to get the game certified.
Mm-hmm.
You got to make sure that the idea behind it is like your code is not gonna mess our system up
Yeah.
in some way. And how this escape certification, it really interesting. It was even
And yes,
checked.
amazing it got by it. However, I guess that's lucky on their part that it got by it, but at the same time, not so lucky for the PlayStation 4 owners who had to run into those issues.
Yeah.
The defense that this person essentially said, well, it was, credit to them for catching it and getting it fixed and putting in a fix for it, which apparently didn't happen until at the point that occurred was until like a week later. So a lot of people just decided not to fucking play because they're like, well, if it's going to be that long, I'm not going to mess up my system, so let the patch come in.
Yeah.
But this person didn't understand that, yes, that's a bad thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Just because it doesn't happen to you.
Yeah, and just because you enjoy the game, and hey, if you enjoy the game, it's fine. But again, a duck is a duck, guys. You got to call it what it is. You know what I mean? It's like, that's what's wrong with it. It's an issue. And it's become, that's why I chose this. I literally sent it to you the moment I finished listening to it. I was like, here's the fucking hot topic. You know what I mean? I was like, this is so.
So I even saw and I know the person you're referring to. I mean, it's a podcast. It's a podcast. We're obviously not referring to anyone in our group or anything like that.
Correct. Of course, yeah.
This is a very highly listened
highly regarded,
podcast.
yeah.
Very very famous actually.
Yeah. So it just caught me off guard, and like I said, I don't think this person was apparently attacked for their defense of the game, and I don't think that is in any way the way to act to it. I can definitely go, man, how can you not recognize the issue? But I will never attack someone. That's where the line is. And lately, of course, with the internet, I mean, that's just the fucking floodgates of negativity and all this Gamergate and everything that happened before and still happening now. And so that's why I want to kind of shed a little light on it and say, when does it cross that line? When does it become, when are we now, because I literally felt the need to say something. Like I almost went on. I was like, man,
if we only had a forum where we could talk about these things and expose them,
Yeah, and
only.
Well, not only that, it was. Now again, I wasn't gonna try to attack the person. I was just gonna really. Why are you so blind or not blind? Because I mean, you can't be blind.
It could be willfully blind, though.
It could be.
A person could be willfully blind, not necessarily blind because they see the problems, but they just don't accept it.
Yeah.
Oh, this is not affecting me.
Correct.
Well, they're gonna fix it in the future.
Yes.
Well, that's and those trying to always look for an excuse for the developer or for the company or for the publisher, whatever, and basically become their warrior.
Yeah.
Basically you could say
they're defenders.
Exactly. They're stout defenders. Here's the thing: the moment that you decide to become the staunch warrior of a faceless corporation, you ought to. You gotta look at your life choices. We all make fun and have a good time with console warring and PC versus console, for example.
Exactly, because
and all
PC
like that.
sucks. We all know.
Exactly. PCs are terrible. You shouldn't be playing PCs.
Yeah.
Exactly.
We can't even use them at work.
No,
Shit.
no. Who wants to play with a keyboard and mouse? Come on, that's where you write words in Microsoft Word. PC for the loose. That's all in fun and games.
Yes.
But then there are people that take it to the extreme. There are people that they don't not only, let's say for example, they don't only celebrate that Anthem is in the state that it is, but they're constantly attacking the people who think who think otherwise, and vice versa. There are people that see that I mean the Anthem is again objectively a flawed game. There's too many things where it went wrong. Doesn't mean that it can be fixed. Of course, it can be fixed.
Bad either.
And it has gone back. Yeah, exactly. And it doesn't mean that there's trash. But compared to what we have, the quality of value is poor. If you're having fun with it, that's great. But at some point, just like you say, you have to call a duck a duck. You have to admit, hey, yes, this is great. This is not affecting me, but this could have been done a lot better, especially from a company that had a track record, or I guess until recently, had a track record for very good storytelling and gameplay, and like they knew how to design a game.
I know that. I mean, also when you see others who they've all been in this game for a little bit, doing these stuff, and you see, like, for instance, your Division 2 coming out, and here it is. It looks like they actually have good amount of content.
Yeah.
The game's working well. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you have all. So it's fair to criticize because there are others who are releasing stuff right now who are clearly doing it the right way and clearly not faltering the way that they are. So it is okay to point out that fault.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? It should be okay, and it's also okay to accept that fault. You know what I mean? It's just so weird, dude. I got so heated, man. I literally almost pulled over because I'm listening to this on the way home. I just pulled over. I was like, no, that cannot be.
This is not right.
And I'm like, and of course, I almost become that person. So the person where I was just gonna, because I do follow these people. You know what I mean? And I have reached out, and occasionally they acknowledge whatever. So it's just like I'm like, and I was right there. I was like. No.
Send your tweet.
And I was like, you know what? Let me just stop. It's obviously an opinion.
Yeah.
And it is, and I can. It's a slippery slope.
Right.
And I literally almost slipped off. What I mean? But I mean, that said, I can see why it becomes this thing. Like, man, how in the world are you not seeing what everyone else is?
Everyone is saying this is so obvious for everybody, except you. And
so at some point you have to go. Okay, is there something? Is there a reason?
Right.
Are you obligated to?
Do you have a bias?
Yeah. Well, is there an obligation you have? And so that makes me, And again, I'm not going to say who this is or what it is, but because one. It's their opinion, and in the end, I feel that they defended it well. But yes, and they also made the point that in the end, this is a game. Right. Okay, this is that's what we're discussing here. Right. So, I obviously, harmful words and stuff like that should never be something that comes from because we're discussing a video game.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
It should never be. It should never be. To the point where you start disrespecting, the other person just because their opinions doesn't match yours. And by the way, this happens to be because of a talk this person was talking about Anthem in particular, but this could be any other game. This could be the division. That the division. I bet it's not without its flaws, and you can bet that the moment they start talking about it, these are the things that I'm going to be posting on the group also, because it's good or bad. the group is there to inform.
And I'm
people.
sure it's not without its naysayers right now going, yeah, this
Yeah,
is
this
shit.
is this is
I'm
this
going
is the
back-
same as Division 1.
Yeah.
It's just as boring.
I'm
and
going
da, da,
back
da.
to play Anthem because that's better.
And also, but it's like you wouldn't call Fallout 76, even if you're having a great time with your friends, you wouldn't call that a great game. And I've seen places they have. So it makes me think, okay, obviously you've seen the problems they have and continue to have. If your definition of that is great, you're not being sincere.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you're not being sincere. You're just either getting paid, by the publisher, which happens. Because,
it does, yeah.
The publishers do that, especially EA. I don't know
EA
about
has been-
Bethesda, but
EA
EA has been caught doing that.
Yep.
Or B, you're just trying to rationalize and justify your bad decision, to spend money on this. Right now, I'm playing the Division 2, and yes, I'm having fun and all that on all that. But the moment it started giving me problems, and I remember Division 1 was a crash fest. I bought that, and that game was a crash fest at the beginning. And I will tell it. I have no reason to defend any of these companies like if they were my religion. It's like at the end of the day, I own several different consoles. I defend Sony when it's merited, and I give it crap. I defend Microsoft when it's merited, and I give it crap. I defend Anthem when it's merited. They released a patch recently. I posted that it seems to have made the game a little bit better. But I also give it crap because there's just a lot more negatives on that game that there are positives.
Yeah.
So,
and for good reason. I mean, that's what it comes down to. Yeah.
And when the problem comes when these people, whatever the game it is, they become staunch supporters no matter what.
Mm-hmm.
Like I could sit down here and say, no man, hatred. I'm trying to think of a really bad fucking game. Give me an example.
What's
Life of the Tiger. You just
Life of Black Tiger, yeah.
Life of the Tiger. What's it? Life of the Tiger. Or
Life of Black Tiger. Yeah.
Life of the Black Tiger. You guys don't understand. You guys have it against animals. You know
exactly.
That's what it is. I couldn't sit here and honestly defend that game because that game was garbage. And it was objectively bad in that case.
I know.
Now I heard YouTubers call Anthem like, oh, this game is just bad. It's just a bad game. And of course, everybody's gonna have definitions. Their own interpretation of what good or bad, or maybe comparing it to, Anthem has had its problem. I feel like it's teetering there on the, well, actually this is bad because if it's fucking not breaking systems, but if it's shutting down systems like that's the symptom of something that shouldn't have been released in the state that it that it is. And on top of that, even design decisions that were made upon it are not great. But it's not like, for anybody that thinks this is the worst game, like they try to call it, well, I invite you to play something like Godzilla. You have to play.
I'm noticing a trend here.
I'm saying
of games I've had to play because of a lost bet.
Of a lost bet.
Okay, I'm just saying.
It's
funny because I'm usually pretty good at doing something. The moment I put a bet on it, I've doomed myself.
You do yourself.
You
haven't done it ever since.
No, I learned my lesson.
Learned your lesson. So yes, there's this. You got to remember, it's okay to have your preferences and your choices.
It's okay to have your opinion too.
Of course. But you cannot, or you should not. Actually, it's the right way to put it. You should not just blanket statement be defense on the defense of whatever company, unless you're on their payroll, unless you're literally on the payroll. Because guess what? If they're paying you, then I bet it's because there's a contract where you signed that you were gonna be like this, and that's part of your job, and it sucks, but maybe it doesn't suck because you're getting a paycheck out of it. So who is to say? But
at the same time, at the same time, you should also you should also take a moment like I took a moment. You know what I mean? And just realize, look, it's an opinion. It is what it is. Hey, maybe they are on the payroll. Maybe they actually do feel it's okay. But obviously, going to attack them, you know what I mean, or even confront, because sometimes it doesn't even have to look like an attack to be attack worthy, I guess. You know what I mean?
Right.
But man, I just
let me give you an example because we let's how are we gonna approach this one even? Let's say, for example, hypothetically, Konami is the worst. Is the worst. Konami sucks. Am I right?
Sure. Yeah.
They you know what they did to Kojima. You know what they did with the series. They're not even in gaming anymore. They're literally the only game is FIFA because FIFA is still making the money. But you're not gonna see another Castlevania. You're not gonna see another FIFA. No FIFA.
No,
sorry.
about
The other one.
Yeah, the other soccer game.
The other soccer game. It's a soccer game, not FIFA. Sorry, FIFA is EA.
Mm-hmm.
The other soccer PES.
PES, yes.
Okay, there you go, PES. That's the only thing that they have for gaming, is because that's the only thing that's making the money. But no Metal Gear Solid. I mean, you saw what they tried to use the assets of Metal Gear Solid 5 and makes Metal Gear Survive a train wreck of a game. By no scale, you should be thinking that this was a great game, because it was totally not. And there is a particular member of the group that it is a very it's I wouldn't say it's defensive in the sense that this person has sponsorship, and because they have sponsorship, it is required of this person to be this way, and that's different, at that point, because it's a gig, it's a job.
Yeah.
At that point, is for
you're there to build up that particular brand.
Yeah, exactly. Now, granted, you gotta be careful, because there could be, for example, let's say, for example, if we were approached by a gray market reseller of games, like a G2A, something like that, and with a marketing thing. But we know the type of company is shady. It's like, I don't know, you guys. It's like we wouldn't push that, But that's different. That's a shady business versus something like Konami, which, Konami sucks, but it's still a real company,
Yeah.
It's not. They're not handling illegal. They're not handling illegal stuff. It's not like an online casino. If we were approached by an online casino offering, to pay us to, hey, all you got to do is just mention on the podcast, this and this, and I'll be like, hell no. It doesn't matter. Like that, at that point, you're violating the integrity of it. You know what I mean?
See for yourself, man. I'm going to mention them. I'm just kidding.
I want no part of it. I want no part of it.
That's a joke.
No, because it'll be very noticeable. Like,
of course.
You could notice bullshit. And,
Yes.
of course, if we ever were to get ad revenue, you will notice the ads will go a certain way, but it will never be trying to bullshit you guys, And I'm sure that we will have to have some division between content and the actual ad, and we cross that when we ever if we ever get to that.
Bridge, yeah.
So, but what I'm trying to say is that yes, there are people that are they're like, if someone works for EA PR, that person is expected to be tweeting nothing but goodness
Correct.
about the game 24 hours a day.
Their
Of
job.
course, it's their job, So you can't blame this person for getting a paycheck, It's not robbing banks or doing shit, It is when you get nothing, when you are getting absolutely nothing. Quite the opposite. You are paying already. You're a paying customer, so you already gave your money away to this to this company. This company delivered a barely workable product, a minimum viable product, and you are here trying to justify to everybody else that this game or product is great. with no basis, with no actual basis, other than well, I'm not. I'm having fun. It doesn't matter if he's breaking, if we're breaking shit, if the multiplayer is completely broken, if the progression system doesn't work, if the story is shit. It's like, who cares about that? I don't care about that. Therefore, this is great.
So the thing that, and this is why I wonder if it leads. I wonder if it just leads to that, almost on purpose. To having a backlash, almost welcoming a backlash. The God, the excuse that or one of the excuses was, hey, programming a game, an online, consistent online game, is hard. And I was just like, yeah. And people do it all the time.
This is fucking bullshit. Imagine going to a restaurant.
Yeah.
Imagine going to a restaurant and tell me of you're a cook. Tell me of a plate that is hard to get done. At least to you, let's say, for example.
Paella.
There you go.
Yeah.
You get a bad paella. You get it did not taste great. It tasted like freaking. Like
the rice was
like
hard.
You were chewing on a condom.
Yeah. Oh,
it was
wow.
that bad. Let's say, right?
Okay.
Unused condom.
Sure.
On rubber.
Because that makes a difference.
Right. It makes a huge difference, let me tell you.
I think both are bad. Just saying.
No, there's one exponentially worse than the other. I guarantee you.
I'm sure you're right.
If there were two to share, and I was asked, okay, pick one.
I mean, if there's two,
thing, I would pick the unused one.
Fair enough.
100%.
Fair enough.
100%.
Yes.
All right. So now that we're clear on that. Thank you for the imagery. You're eating this paella, and it's awful, dude. The waiter is not gonna come in and say, "Well, they're difficult to make." Unfortunately, it's
a very hard dish.
It's a very hard dish to prepare.
Yeah,
so therefore,
we have to, we've got to steam it, and we need to have the right plate, and blah 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 blah. And it's like, well, then why put it on your fucking menu? Then is the answer to that question. It's like, so why do an online game if you can't fucking online game?
Exactly.
If you can't do that, then why bother?
Exactly.
So
why use an engine that is clearly not designed for it,
exactly.
and therefore it has to divide your world into several sections
that you have to load into.
That you have to load into heavily because it takes forever to load still with whatever patches they have released. Why is that okay? Why is that acceptable? Or
should it be with all the other available online that already do it correctly because they were designed to do it correctly. And it's like this is what I mean. So part of me feels like maybe this was an on purpose defense designed to get attacked. You know what I mean? And then in some way, because it's being attacked, designed to get some sort of sympathy. And it's just like I don't get it. I mean, there are a lot of like toxic communities online. I mean, I hear people all the time talking about. Usually, it's an online game. I read Shadow when she was here. She was always talking about Overwatch being a very toxic community, and I haven't played Overwatch in forever, so I don't know. But at some point, you have to realize. I wonder if a lot of this is designed to get that because, as they say, bad news. Bad news is better than no news at all. Yeah. So and I wonder if
bad publicity.
Thank you. I was like, it's not news, but bad publicity is better than no publicity.
Yeah.
Like the situation with what happened with freaking what happened.
By the way, I just received an email from Origin telling me we're emailing you to let you know that your Origin Access membership has expired. Whatever would I do?
Yes.
I guess I'm gonna have to play that other, game as service game. What's it called? The Division, whatever that.
Woe is me.
Woe is me. Exactly.
So, but anyway, so I wonder some of this is artificially done and just done to rile things up and then get things going. And I'm sure some of them. I am positive that a lot of it is just a bunch of internet trolls that are just love to jump on something and make a big deal out of it. But other times I wonder if it's set up to bring, because I'm like, if you bring these internet trolls, perhaps we'll get a lot of, traffic.
But
and,
people are going to be talking about it.
Yeah.
As long as it's still on the consciousness.
Because we already know they're out there, and all they need is something to focus on, And I don't know if that's true. This is just me, because sometimes I just go, "This is so obviously a setup." Like we were talking the other day about the news piece where a celebrity paid for their daughter or child to go to
the celebrity the scandal with the celebrities playing.
And what we were thinking at the time was like, who the hell, how is that news? How is that? Like I already assumed for the longest time that's happening.
That happens all the time. Yeah.
So why is this focusing? Why is it focusing? So we can deter away from something else. You know what I mean? Yeah. And it's sometimes I wonder if a lot of these things are, and again, I know people are attacked, and I know especially minorities, women, and all this are always attacked online, and I know that's a real thing. But sometimes I wonder if it's done in a certain way just to bring light to something, just so there is a light on it.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. And I don't know,
good
man.
or bad,
good or bad. And it just boggled me, especially that comment, man, when it was just like, man, making an online game is hard.
It's not the first time that I heard it though.
Oh my God!
This was the Fallout 76 defense.
Oh,
this was the I'm trying to remember where exactly was it that I just and it had to be and it was that it was like, oh yes, actually not just Fallout 76. Every freaking Bethesda open world game where at the beginning it's always broken.
Yeah.
And
because
then
an
they're
open world game is hard
it
to
has,
make.
So there's so many moving parts that they forget that it's almost like they get a pass but look at all that they're trying to do. Yeah, but you're not doing it well.
Yeah, exactly.
If you're not doing it, if you're not if it's breaking, if I have to be scared about my save game being corrupted after 103 hours just because I didn't notice there was a bug in there.
How can you defend that?
Yeah, exactly. How can you defend not being able to progress in Skyrim because on your PS3 the memory issue will get worse and worse and worse, and
the perfect retort to that is simple. Guerrilla Games, right? They did corridor shooters for God knows how long. Decided to break out of that mold, do an open world game after creating their own engine, the Decima engine. And not only did they knock that shit out of the park, it's one of the best games of this generation.
Yeah, true.
So Bethesda, sorry, but you don't get a pass there. You don't get a pass there.
Nowadays, none of them should.
And I'm sorry for anyone who loves it. And I've already decided that I'm done with Bethesda, whatever. Whoever loves Bethesda, I get it. But again, you got to call it how it is.
Yeah.
And to go on and to try to openly, ridiculously defend it that's not the hill you want to die on. You know what I'm saying? That's not the hill you die on. And again, not that I in any way endorse attacking anything like that, because that's not the case. But guys, sometimes you're asking for this to happen. If you're just like you're not looking at it correctly. It's like, look, man, just call it as it is. Just call it as it is. It's just like, man. So that was the that was the rant that I was trying to not have, because I was just like, what?
Well, I kind of wanted to take the opportunity that we brought this topic and generalize it more towards it could be anything, right? Because you could be a passionate enthusiast of anything. But our group is dedicated about gaming, and we can talk about gaming. Yeah, we can talk about movies and everything else. But in the case of gaming, I feel that's where the most passion, the most passion there is. And yes, I know we don't have, even though there are forums out there that prohibit the console warization of the group. We think it's fun to take jab.
It's fun in games.
It's fun and all that. Just realize what you're doing. Do not become what would you call this? It's like it's like a warrior. It's a warrior for a faceless. Sony, Microsoft, EA, Activision, Blizzard, you name it. None of these companies give a shit about you. All right. First and foremost, you have to drill that into your head. Unless you are not getting paid by them, which is an entirely different thing, all you are for any of these companies is an opportunity to make money, as it should be, because that's the way that's capitalism. All right, all right. So enjoy products. Sure, nobody. You could be you could be a fan of a particular product, but the moment that you start defending bad actions, or bad products, just because you feel like their brand, like you identify yourself with their brand, stop. Like, that's the moment where you really have to take a step back and consider the damage that you are doing. If you love the brand, let's say for example, I like Microsoft because I have an affinity of Xbox 3 on the Xbox 360 in particular. That was the console that gave me the most, fun games or anything like that. And I own a PS3, and I was happy with the stuff that I was getting at PS3. But when it came to my friends were on Xbox, and that's the console of choice, right? So when they started going the route of TV to the Xbox One, I wasn't just sitting down trying to defend them because I was a warrior, because I'm Xbox, this is it, fuck whatever Sony is doing, we're gonna win, yada yada, because it's not about that. Mm-hmm. Quite the opposite. I became very critical of it because I was worrying about where they were heading, and where they were headed is, look, they actually, even now, with all the strides they have taken of buying these companies and all that. What have they delivered us so far? Nothing Forza was the last decent product that they came out, because nothing else after Forza has been. Look at fucking Crackdown 3. What a freaking disaster that game is, and nobody's talking about that. I think it's because everybody's focused on Anthem in particular, but Crackdown is for what we were promised. This game is a disaster.
I don't think the reason I think that people are focusing on that is because there are a lot of Game Pass members. And as a Game Pass member, hey, there it came with the subscription. And it's just like, it is what it is.
There's not a lot of vocal Xbox gamers anymore, because it's getting harder and harder to defend their position, right? I don't think they're
even as so as you guys all know, I comfortably sit in the Sony camp. It doesn't mean that I hate Xbox. I chose an ecosystem and I have stuck to it. Fuck PC, but I recognize that there's a lot of PC players out there. But for the point is
that's fanboyism right there. Fuck PC, you heard it. This is exactly what we're discussing here.
That is such a joke. If you don't get that, I've already joked about this. Just for the record, I joke. Okay, I do this all in jest. Yeah, okay. Yeah. That said, I am very critical of Sony, and when I see they do something like, what are you doing? The crossplay thing, I'm going, guys, it doesn't matter. Just let it happen, because it's not going to matter.
You're making yourself look bad.
Yeah, it was like you're literally, it's not going to make a dent in what's going on with you guys. Just let it happen. Yeah. You know what I mean? It's just, you look like idiots. Yeah. Just let it happen. So I get that. You as a platform agnostic, obviously, not that you float between them. You're just, hey, they're all good, and sometimes they're all bad. It's just what it is.
I own everything, and I can tell you, I have the games. The games on PlayStation, the games on Switch. I played the Switch in forever, not because of anything bad. It's just I try to play whatever comes on whatever console. I think it's good, right? Mm-hmm. I'm game driven, not platform driven.
I'm definitely going to say that Switch is really, really moving up the list because there's so many indie titles that are. I don't know if it's exclusive or at least coming to it first. I'm like, fuck, I don't know if I can wait for all this, But that said, you
have to spend like 400 or 300 on the console. I think it was what it is now, and like 400 on games that you have missed.
It's like, man,
that you have to play.
Yeah, I know. But no, what I'm trying to say is that I've always been, yes, I've been on that camp, but no, I will call out a dumbass fucking move when I see it.
Yeah.
And I agree with you. That all said, I am very happy with GG. GG has always been very, everyone has always been friendly. No one's ever been toxic in any way. And honestly, I thank you all. I thank everyone who's part of GG, everybody who listens to podcasts, and I thank you so much for making that a place. Yes, we joke, we play, but I can always tell. And there are sometimes I go to look just to see. I was like, "Oh, something happened." No, and then it's laughter and everything, and it's like, this is what I look forward to the day that I see that and never have that concern come up.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
right.
And I look forward to that because we've been doing this now for years, and it's always been great.
Yeah.
And so no, I thank everybody for that because I think we've become a much better group because of it. But yeah, that's all I really have to say now, other than the fact that, guys, choose the hill you're gonna die on. Make sure it's the hill you want to die on. I'm just saying.
Yeah, if we might be divided on our preferences, but we are completely united on the actual hobby.
On the hobby itself.
Yeah,
Yep.
hobby
The
itself.
love of gaming, guys.
Yeah,
Gaming is
exactly.
great. Don't be a troll. Don't be an online person that does that stuff. Do like I did. Pull over, breathe, move on.
Yes. Be careful when you're criticizing something that might be beloved to someone, because you don't want to start those arguments, right? You can point out. I think your point can be made.
Yeah. Without being
exactly, without being outside the head.
Absolutely. All right, guys. Well, thanks so much for tuning in to an awesome episode 151. As always, again, please go, if you're not familiar with goodgame.tech, go to goodgame.tech and join the conversation there. That takes you right to the group I just mentioned, which is full of awesome members.
Love.
Yeah. And also, please like, subscribe, and share the podcast with everyone. We definitely would love to have those numbers go up.
Yep.
And if you listen to iTunes, please leave a review. We definitely appreciate that as well. So this is Mad Dog signing off for this week. Mr. David Santos, take us home.
I am going to die on the hill of the Division 2 right now. After I'm done, like putting
2 weeks ago, you weren't. Nope.
I totally were not.
I mean, I am mutiny. I'm out of here.
Yeah, I was like, fuck this shit.
I'm going
about
AWOL.
it just goes to show, it's never about following the. I'm not a staunch defender or offender of anything like that. If it's great, it's great, and if it sucks, it sucks. I don't care if I bought it and it sucks. I pay the stupid people tax. So that's how it is.
All right, guys. So we'll see you next week.
GG.